And we are live. It is, let me check. It is still November 30th, 2014. And we are JABRO Nin, coming to you from Japan. Brian, how you doing right now? Looking good.
I'm doing all right. Not doing too bad. A little sick, but that's what happens when the walls of your house are paper thin. It's kind of chilly.
All right.
Good
Carl,
stuff.
how you doing?
I'm in the Kotatsu right now, so can't
You're
be
in it
bad.
right now?
Yeah.
Dude, you have a kotatsu? I'm so jealous.
Dude,
That's why he doesn't have this chest congestion that we have.
well, his body's nice and warm at night. Good for him. That's pretty cool though. How much was it, like high quality, like decent priced one, or
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
nice? Was it
I
in
feel
the
like
apartment?
he beat up his neighbor for it.
I did. I stole it.
Just had a full on fist fight. Half on fist fights are for losers like me. Uh,
Half on fist fight.
Is that what your boxing matches are like?
That's what it feels like, at least from because it's like we can't use full strength anyway because I'm 20 years younger than most of the guys I'm boxing against, so I feel like a superstar, but in actuality, I'm just not fighting anyone who's actually uh, fit. Yeah, fit. I mean, they're way more talented than me in like they're more knowledgeable about boxing than I am, but I'm just faster and more
Yeah.
fit, and so I know that they're beating me at boxing, but I'm beating them in like
With your
speed,
youth.
agility, with youth, yay. But that's limited, so. Although I did watch a really interesting boxing match recently. It's an older match because it's the guy who got beat up real bad by Pacquiao. His name's like Chris Algieri,
That's the
and
guy who just got beat
by Pacquiao, yeah.
recently. Yeah.
He got beat real bad by Pacquiao too. But the thing is the guy shows up out of nowhere. He had a kickboxing amateur, or he had a background of kickboxing. He was a professional kickboxer. Started boxing, and the first fight he fights is like against this guy. I forgot his name, like Provozladov or something crazy.
Is that a medicine?
It sounds like it, I know, but he was what's his name? Roach, Pacquiao's coach
Freddie
also.
Roach?
Freddie Roach was training this guy, and so he's like this young talent that's just he throws bombs and he beats people up. And this Algeria guy, he outboxed him he got knocked down twice in the first round, so it was a 7-10 round. So he should have just have lost from the beginning, but two of the judges thought that Algeria was a boxing better, and so he won. So his first ever bout as a professional boxer, he became a champion, and then fought against Pacquiao and just got beat up real bad. But yeah, he's a good guy. His boxing, his technique was really cool. Like the way that he boxed, he looked like a skinny, white, less talented Muhammad Ali. The way he was like dancing around, and it's pretty fun to watch.
Apparently he is a dancer in the ring.
He moves around quite a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they say.
he's a runner, so he's a great outboxer, and he's got decent reflexes, so he can actually dodge a lot of those power hits. But I mean, I think body shots really. He's got a good jab, so it keeps people off him. It was
Sweet.
really fun to watch. He's a fun boxer to watch. For an outboxer, usually they're kind of boring, but
Where's he from?
shoot,
He's from
New
the
York,
US, right?
I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
he's a New York kid. But even the Russian guy that he beat, he actually lives in Brooklyn.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it was awesome.
I see.
Then I watched a heavyweight fight between Chris Areola, who's just this.
Wait.
Yeah, no, his real name's Chris Areola. No joke.
Areola.
Ooh, I think that should
Areola.
be his song when he comes in, right? And I think it's a perfect song. He should pay Tech Nine all the royalties to be able to get that song. But he's my height. I want to say short because a lot of the heavyweights nowadays are like 6'8", something or other. But he's 6'2", my weight. He's got a little bit of a gut on him. He's lost a lot of weight recently, so he's kind of got this saggy skin look like I've got going on a little bit. And he's also a very talented boxer. But he was up against Stiverne, who's this guy from, I believe he's in Florida or boxing out of Florida, but he's originally from Haiti, and he's just so fast. And
Yo, speaking of Haiti real quick, how do we actually pronounce Haiti? What's the actual true pronunciation?
I don't know.
Carl, you know?
No.
Because I remember that thing came up in my class once.
Because it's Haiti in Japanese.
Yeah, it's like
Or Haiti.
Haiti or some crap like that. But I think it's I'm not even gonna try it because it's French. Anyways, back to your story.
Yeah, but this Chris fella, he's throwing a lot of good. He's just throwing haymakers at this Stiverne guy, and Stiverne's just eating him. But his guard's up, so he's not doing too much damage to him. And he's throwing back some punches every now and then. Go to about round 4, and just a 1-2 combination knocks Chris out. And Chris it was ridiculous, and it was so fast, and he just looked like he slid across the floor like the game glitched or something. He was just like, and then the other guy was knocked out. And I was just, oh, okay. He didn't turn his hips. He didn't do nothing. He's just a heavy guy that knocked him out. And I was scared ever since then. So I'm aiming for cruiserweight.
Hey, Brian, we got a question.
Okay.
What your name?
What my name?
What's your name, Brian?
My name's Brian Adams.
There you go. Slate. Yeah, check the Q&A real quick. Let's work on this pronunciation.
Slate. Oh, there's an umlaut in there.
Carl, can you see it?
Slate.
Studio.
Studiosu? Because my friend Maria, she had a U in there, so it was Hootel. Maria Hootel. So Slate Studiosu.
All right. Well, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Carl.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Slate.
I hope we're getting that right. But we have 0 viewers, so they're not watching, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
You didn't even get to hear a shout out.
I know.
What's your name?
We're on tape delay, yo. Alright. Yeah, sweet. So, I don't know how to start this because it's either I talk about the unknown, which is Carl's life, or we talk about the known, which is Brian's life, since I was there for the weekend.
Wouldn't it be more correct if we said that I was there? Because it was your family's house.
I guess so.
Well, I was at Brian's time where he was at my house.
Fine, Brian. Tell me what you did.
Well, no, you tell me what I did.
You have an A in your last name, so
you tell me what I
did. Go
did.
first.
No, we're doing this backwards, so Carl goes first.
All right, that's a good idea.
Backwards alphabetically my last name.
So, okay. And then Matt pops up out of nowhere.
God damn it. You're trying to ruin our order. Now we have to figure out who goes next.
Yeah. Go ahead, dude.
It would still be Carl.
Yeah,
Carl
what you been up to the past week? Actually, when was the last time you were on? 2 weeks ago?
I usually end up on every 3 weeks.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I wasn't here last week. I tried to, but I was cooking, and then my internet went out. That was because I didn't pay the bill. Oh, shit, I didn't pay the bill. Still. All right, well.
Well, now you're a liar.
All right. So on Tuesday, I took the opportunity of not having classes, which is what I schedule every Tuesday. But I decided to go back to Gaidai,
Yeah.
and I realized that I don't really know very many people at Gaidai anymore, which is kind of
Wow. That's saying
weird,
something because that's like not a big school.
right? And it's only been 2 years because, like, you know, uh, like most of the people that were Ichi when we were there, they're abroad.
Yeah.
They're San now, and everybody that was Inensei is now Yonkaisei, Yonensei, whatever. So they're in their final year writing their Sotsuron and everything, and yeah, it was just sort of weird going into Gaidai, and I didn't recognize anybody.
Hey, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then I met the new JLP teacher.
His name's Bill, just randomly. Like,
Now it's Katsuda Sensei, but I don't know. She's really young. Got to be in her 20s.
mm,
But I don't know. I didn't feel welcomed by her at all, even though like I'm an alumni coming back.
you're not part of my JLP group.
Yeah, exactly. It was exactly like that.
Yeah, you're not
Like,
part of this group. You're the old regime.
Yeah, apparently Shibata Sensei took all of the stuff that she had, like all of the Gurikeki stuff. She did
Nice.
something with it. So I'm gonna email her and ask her what she did with all of it. Probably threw it away.
Yeah. Just burn these memories
Yeah.
in the barrel.
So yeah, going back to Gaidai was kind of weird because like I never really thought about it that I wouldn't be going back to Gaidai very much the rest of my life, but probably I won't be going back there very much. Ever
Yeah,
again.
right?
I'll probably go back one more time.
Mm.
That's it. When all the people that are studying abroad now come back, I'll probably go.
Mm.
Even then, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. When I went back over summer break, I went there. I was lucky enough to meet a whole lot of a lot of our friends were there, and it was nice, but there was really no time to hang out with the people I was hoping to actually meet.
Hmm.
Like it'd be like 10 minutes with one person, 5 minutes with this other person, and then most of the time spent with the rugby guys, which was
Yeah.
cool because they were my bros, but I didn't know any of them because all the guys that I do know from the rugby team are gone.
Yeah.
So they were like, "This is Brian, the Super Senpai," and I was like, "Hi," and then they were like, "Oh, buy us food," and I was like, "All right." Weird. When I was here, I was a kohai, but now I'm suddenly the senpai. That's weird.
Yeah, and now they expect you to buy them stuff. Yeah.
And I did. I mean, I
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
pretty cool. But
Because
at
you're
the same
working now, you getting that coin.
making that money, and they're just like, "Oh, really? Oh, you're gonna spend $2 on me for no reason? Oh, you're a hero." And I was like, ha, 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 ha. "Yes, I am. I am a hero."
50 push-ups.
This is basically it was great. It was
Yeah.
enjoyable. But yeah, dude, I agree with you. I don't know if I'll ever go back there
Dang,
either.
at least you guys got to go back when there's people there. Shit.
Yeah, right. 'Cause the thing is just in probably about 2 months, everybody that's Yonkaisei right now, they're going to be gone
Yeah,
for good.
yeah. That's
And then
trippy to think about. Because Brian was just talking about how some people are going to be in Tokyo last time. Whoa. Whoa,
Muder,
that's not
Muder,
nice.
Muder, Muder, Muder Fook. Muder Fook says slate, slight, sloit, sloot.
Lloyd.
Murder.
Muder, Muderfuuk.
F
Muder,
you.
Muder Fook.
Murder.
Muder Fook. That's good stuff.
Motherfuck.
Motherfuck. Motherfuck.
Hey, Brian, please enunciate properly.
Oh,
What if this was Robert just trolling us?
that would
That's
be.
what I was thinking. Motherfuck.
Motherfuck.
That'd be intriguing if that is what it is, because one, when does he ever use his real name on the internet? Two,
Right, yeah, Robert.
Joey Layton.
how are your crazy mystery stories in your Japanese video game world, Professor Layton? Yeah, that's right. We're on to you. Maybe.
So what all did you do at Gaidai then? Just chill?
Basically, I just sat in the Shokudo. And
Oh, that sounds like normal.
Yeah.
like the thing is that's where everybody will go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm gonna meet people, it's gonna be at the Shokudo. So I
Mm.
stayed there for the most part. I went to the JLP room. Basically, wasn't allowed to even like look inside.
Wow.
I mean, it was in the middle of class, but like I was just thinking like Shibata Sensei, like she would have been like, oh yeah, come in. Like I don't care. In the middle of class, but like she was just like, yep, no, go away.
When did that change? When did that happen?
Shibata Sensei's last day was August 31st.
Okay, that's what that. Damn.
Yep. And then I went to the international office, and Hisamo-san is no longer in the international office. He's still at Gaidai, but he's in a different office.
Okay. So we don't have to
Yeah.
worry about these.
No, no, not at all.
That's an inside joke.
Fingers.
Yeah, Robert always said, have you ever noticed his fingers?
Yeah.
They're really, really long and skinny. Brian's looking at it.
I'm not even going to say what I just thought.
I hope that I don't have the same thought, because that's dirty. It's dirty.
Murderfuck.
Oh, Mutterfook, man. That's good stuff. What's
Thank you,
funny
Squid.
is it's like, I wonder, for all the people that watch all these live shows, how many times have we just been torn asunder by someone that's talking in the questions box that no one can see but us? So we're sitting here laughing at these things that happen out of nowhere, and it just tears apart the like continuity of our whole show because some guy that no one else can see or hear is talking to us and making us laugh. We must look insane.
Yeah, remember when like what was it, Terrell?
Terrell, man.
Terrell.
Because we would just answer his sentence mid someone else's story.
Yeah, we had this guy from Idaho named Terrell. Shout out to Terrell.
It's Terrell, actually.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing it on purpose.
I know.
We were getting his name wrong because it looks like Terrell. Oh, like Terrell, but he's like it's pronounced Daryl. He typed it that way. That's how we read it.
I didn't read it that way.
Sorry, that's how I read it. Like a little young teenage boy. It's pronounced Daryl, okay? God. Yeah.
In class today, I wrote my brother's name on the board, and people thought that his name was Darrell. So I was like, all right, that's cool.
There you go.
I'll tell him, because for a while back in high school, he did want to be black, so. It's racist. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Well, I thought of a really evil thing to say, but it's only because of what we were talking about pre-show.
Which thing?
Ferguson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll not touch on that yet.
Yeah. Anyways, Carl, back to your story.
We'll get back to that.
Back to your story about hanging out in the lunchroom to meet people. Who did you meet in the lunchroom?
I basically met everybody that I thought was still at Gaidai, basically. But
I saw your picture, or a couple of your pictures. You met a lot of the cool kids.
Yep.
Cool kids.
I didn't get to meet most of them when I was there, so
Oh yeah.
that was a bummer. But I was able to run into Saki Ishii. I don't know if, yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw her too.
That's good.
Yeah. Yep.
That's about it. I feel bad. I haven't been able to meet Kanae for the longest time.
Yeah.
But she's in Kyoto right now, I think. So.
She is. Yeah. Times that are long gone now.
The lunch ladies are the same though, right? Like
Yeah, for the most part.
when I went there, yeah, I remember seeing the lunch lady, and I was like, "Could I have a show ramen with a L rice?" And when I ordered that, she was like, "Oh shit, you're that guy from like 4 years ago." And I was like,
Really?
"Hey, that was great," because I remember, I don't know why, but Gaidai and at Eastern, the lunch ladies, man, they remember everybody.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Anyway, sorry for interrupting
Yeah.
your story.
Well, no, they're pretty much. I went to Gaidai, and that's just about it. Like, saw some people, didn't do a whole lot because it's Gaidai, and there's not a whole lot to do. But yeah, it was good to look back on the times that once existed. Apparently, like most of the students there now are from Germany.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of them.
From Robert's domain.
Yeah, lots of German students.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Shout out to Düsseldorf.
Düsseldorf.
yeah. Yeah, and then yesterday I was back in Kobe, in Sanomiya, just doing some like shopping and stuff like that. And I went in to book off, and they gave me a 20% off coupon off of pretty much anything in the store, which is awesome. 20% off. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna try and find Mario Galaxy 2, right? Because I played through Mario Galaxy 1, it was great, and I heard Mario Galaxy 2 is better than Mario 64.
What?
Like, that's not like blasphemous or anything. Like, there are people that there's actually probably quite a few people that hold that opinion.
Oh my
It's better
god.
than Mario 64. So I was like,
What?
well, it was a game that I wanted to buy when I was there last time, when I was in Japan last time. But the thing with Japan is games, even if they're like outdated or if they're used, like they're still expensive,
Yeah.
Because there's no rental market, right?
right? There's no rental market, so it drives up the price.
Mm-hmm.
But so right now the game usually goes for about 2,000 yen.
Holy shit. That's
Which
no
isn't too
joke
bad.
for a legend,
too bad.
for an older
Yeah.
game, yeah.
Yeah, especially for a game that's that good. So most of the ones that book off for 2,000 yen. And so I was like, well, with this 20% coupon, I can get a really good deal on this. But then I found somebody at Book Off paid a serious fuck up.
Uh-oh.
So I found one that was marked with the Mario Galaxy 1 price.
Boom.
1,200 yen,
Boom.
right? So instead of 2,000, it's 1,200, plus I have the 20% off.
Hey, by the way, Matt Olson holds that opinion.
Yeah,
Right.
if only he would post in the Q&A, that cunt.
He won't join us, but he'll like it.
I've been watching too much British comedy recently. That came out way too angry sounding. No, I didn't mean that mean.
Say it with an accent. Go.
If only he would post it in the Q&A, that cunt. Oh, really? Oh, you hold that opinion? I'm glad you're the only one who figured you'd say it in your little tiny box that no one else can read. Who is that comedian? He's one of my favorites because he's just someone will make a joke and then he just takes it so literally and throws like actual information at the joke. For example, I have one joke that was my favorite. And one of the other comedians was like, how come when they say how many medals we hope to win for the Olympics, we're going to get 42 medals? I say, why not just start with one and say if we can win one, if we win another after that, then it's all uphill from there. To which he sits there, well, because we've paid 265 million quid for all the people. We've paid $265 million, and 265 million is quite a lot for one hunk of bronze. In fact, if you were to spend $265 million on bronze alone, you could get much more metal. We could make our own fucking medals for 265 million quid. And he's just getting so angry, and the other guy's like, all right, I get it. It's just a joke. And I was
from that show you've been watching?
Mock of the Week, man, with Dara O'Brien. It's great. It's actually wonderful, except it's basically three really funny comedians, about four really funny comedians, and then they always bring up two guest comedians who are kind of funny. But the four main guys and then Dara kind of rule the nest, and then everyone else is just there to fill a chair.
I see.
Which is fine, because, I mean, that's decent. I've watched shows with much less funny people, percentage-wise, for longer than I have this, so it's really good. I enjoy it. But I'm learning a lot about British politics from, like, 10 years ago, so not 10, but right now I'm on season 9, and so it's 2009, so it's like 2009 politics. They're talking about Barack Obama's finally... is the president? He's the president, and it's like, yeah, oh, that's cool, I guess. Oh, that's behind. They were like, Hillary Clinton's is possibly going to become president, and making jokes about that, and I was like, oh, this is dated, yet it's still funny. All right, the end. Sorry about that, guys.
So how much did you actually pay them?
So for the game that is usually 2,000 yen, I paid 1,000 yen. And like the cool thing is like in Japan, like when you buy a game, especially if it's a used game, like that was, like they'll show you the inside of the game covers so that you can see the disc and make sure that the disc is like
Legit,
usable,
yeah.
basically. And I was like, this lady at the register, she's going to open it up, and it's going to be Mario Galaxy 1 inside, and I'm going to be really disappointed and have to explain to her that I thought that it was Mario Galaxy 2. And then it's just going to be like a mess. And she opens it up, and it's Mario Galaxy 2, and I'm like, yep, I'm taking it. I don't care that one of your employees made a mistake.
Look towards the future. Don't even think about...
Yep.
She's the one viewer.
Well, but dude, like even in their own system, it's registered as Galaxy 1.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So that's two mistakes. That's two mistakes in one. That's fate.
Yeah. Maybe the person that was working on it just couldn't read English and couldn't read the number 2. Even though Japanese use the same numbers.
Well, I'm sure that
Shots fired.
in Walmarts across the world, there could be the same mistake happening every single day.
Yep.
The same reason that the employees at Walmart may not be very good at math is probably why Walmart gets away with paying them absolutely nothing.
Probably.
Retaliatory shots fired.
And then the other thing that I was up to, not this most recent weekend, but the weekend before that, was I was exploring Kyoto because it's Momiji season, which is the Japanese maple leaves.
Nice.
And all I can say is never come to Kyoto during Maple Leaf season because it is ridiculous. There's just like so many people, and it's like everybody gets upset because there's so many people. And I mean, it's great to take really nice pictures and really beautiful and stuff, but it's crazy.
Stop advertising it then, jeez.
So the coolest thing that happened when I was exploring Kyoto was I got on this bus, and like this bus, you couldn't put one more person on it. Like it was just full. It was probably around like 1 o'clock or so. And you know, usually the bus drivers don't say anything while they're driving. Like maybe they say thank you, and that's about it when you're getting off. But like this bus driver gets on the mic, and he's just like, yeah, you know, like it's really kind of busy right now, but if you ride the bus later tonight, this is nothing. Like the buses are going to be about an hour late. There's nothing really that we can do about it. So if it's possible, we would actually really appreciate it if you didn't ride the bus. And actually,
It's very candid.
I don't recommend taking the bus today. It was just so funny because it was like, here's this bus driver, and he's just like, yeah, please don't do it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and like, because there was this one stop that we stop at, and you know, like Japanese people when they get angry, they're actually fairly in control. But this guy at the front of the line to get onto the bus, like our bus driver didn't even open the door because there's nobody else that can get on. And this guy runs up to the window and just starts pounding on the window. And it's like,
because that's common courtesy.
yeah, it's not gonna help anything. You can see there's no way you're getting on the bus. And then the bus driver just like drove off, and he was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna deal with that.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, don't come to Kyoto during Momiji season. Don't do it.
Fine.
Yep.
Brian, you want to read that comment that Matt just posted
Okay.
in a place where no one else can read it?
The
What did
place
you
where
put
no
it?
one else can read it. Nikko is the same way as Kyoto with the autumn leaves.
Wahaha.
Wahaha.
I'm adding that in.
Don't go to Nikko either because it's just like Kyoto.
Where the hell are you finding these?
He's posting them in
In
the
the
Jabroni
line account.
line account.
Oh, the Brony light. Okay.
After posting a picture of a middle school girl and saying she's 27.
I know.
Isn't that Kim Jong-un's sister?
Yeah.
Okay. She seems not crazy, but we'll see.
Yeah. And
The
then
older
the last,
brother who...
the last thing that I had was my weird interview.
Dude, tell me about that, because I want to know how that went.
I don't know, like this school is kind of one of those schools that I don't know.
They're like the anti-system, right?
Yeah, they're the anti-English conversation school in Japan. Like
But they're an English
totally-
conversation school, right?
They're an English conversation school, but they're against the normal way English
Yeah.
conversation
Did
is
they
taught.
tell you what their system is called?
No, they didn't. They didn't have a name for it. It's like a really small private thing.
Okay, because yeah, I'll listen to your story and then share mine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, like, it was formed out of a bunch of teachers from ECC that decided that they didn't want to hold back their students, and they didn't want their students to be paying out the asshole for English conversation lessons that weren't going to actually make them better at English conversation. And
Go on.
you know, they decided that they were going to basically lower the prices that they were going to offer, and they were going to pay teachers higher wages so that they could get more qualified teachers and they could be more strict on who they hired. And
Sounds legit.
yeah, that sort of thing. So they usually require about like 3 years of experience teaching, hire people. And like a lot of the people that they've hired, like one guy is from Oxford.
Shit.
One guy is from University of British Columbia. They have a woman from Kyoto University, New York University, like all these like really like top elite universities. So I'm like, well, shit. I'm from Eastern. I'm going to Ritsumeikan, which is an okay university in Japan, but not like super special. And it's like, well, fuck. And then so like basically all the interview questions, which was like an hour, was just like yes, no sort of questions. It was like, so at this school, we kind of expect our teachers to give high quality classes. Do you think that you can give high quality classes? I'm like,
What?
how am I supposed to answer this? Because if I answer no, then like, that means I have yes. I mean, and I have. It's not like I've seen what your school's lessons look like, so I don't know what high quality is in your mind. Like that's kind of a general, like right? Like somebody might say that this is a high quality lesson, and then I go and watch it, and I'm like, yeah, that's not a high quality lesson.
Yeah, it's pretty arbitrary, right?
Yeah, it's pretty arbitrary, and it's like.
I'm still trying to process how that works.
Right, it was like literally an hour of this type of questioning. Like, do you think you could teach a class without any materials, just come up with your own lesson on something? And I'm like, sure, but it's not as easy as having some sort of a book to go off of or some sort of a lesson idea to go off of. And they're like, well, we don't offer teacher training, so do you think you would be okay teaching a class without teacher training? And I'm like, okay. Like, these are questions you can't answer no to, or else you're just like automatically disqualified, basically. At the same time, they're like really putting all this like pressure on you, like you have to be like this great, amazing teacher, whatever.
I really want you to bullshit as best as you can.
Right, like that's the thing. If you put it as an open-ended question, how well can you bullshit? But like,
shit,
just like basically backed you into a corner, and we're like, are you gonna continue to bullshit?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Let's just see how much bullshit they can make up, and then just tear it all down later.
Yeah, and so like,
fuck.
Then he was like, okay, so we have a teacher coming in, and so we'd kind of like you to sit and observe her lesson. And then after that, we have 4 junior high school boys coming in, and it's going to be like a free lesson. We're not actually charging them, so we'd kind of like you to try your teaching style for 30 minutes with these kids. And then for the other 30 minutes, we'll do. I'll do a grammar thing with them. Like the guy that was interviewing me will do like a grammar thing with them. And it was like, okay, like.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, whatever you say. And so like I observed the lesson, and like that teacher was actually really good. It was like an elementary school class, so she was actually really good. She had a bunch of activities to keep the kids interested and stuff. She was pretty good. But then like when that lesson was over, then the junior high school kids come, and it's like, okay, just give them a lesson on English, something. I'm like, okay, like I don't even know. Like I understand that they're in the first year of junior high school, so they probably haven't been studying English all that long, but like I don't really know what their level is all that much. And then it's like, like, what do I do? And so I decided to have them tell me about what they do at school, like what their school day is,
Hmm.
right? So like how many classes per day do they have? Like what subjects do they learn? And like what time they get to school, what time they have lunch, that sort of thing. And I just had them explain that to me in English. And like you just do that by asking them a bunch of questions that they have to answer, right? And then I had it all written out on the board what their schedule was and how their day went, and what their favorite subject in school was. And I don't know, after that, then they did the grammar lesson, and then after that, I got to talk to the guy again, and he was like, "Yeah, I think you have like a good teaching sense because you ask a lot of questions, and teaching shouldn't just be one person speaking, and that's it."
Hmm.
And then he's like, "But I think you also should have corrected their English more, because like when I asked what's your favorite subject in school, they were like history." Right? And in an English conversation, that's a perfectly acceptable answer,
Yeah.
right?
I was
Just a
like,
one-word answer is perfectly acceptable. But he was like, you should have made them say, my favorite subject is English. And I'm like, I'm
That's
just,
not natural English, though.
yeah, nobody would ever say that. I would be like, oh, this guy doesn't really know English very well if he thinks,
what are you talking about? I always answer in complete and full sentences
yeah,
whenever
exactly.
just one word answers are necessary. Ryan, how are
Yeah.
you today?
Oh, my day is just fine. Thank you.
And you,
And you, yeah, I forgot and you. I suck at English. Oh, dang it. How rude of me to not ask you the same question via and you.
yeah. And then, so they also gave me some, like a chapter for one of their lessons for one of their elementary school lessons, and they're apparently gonna have me come back later and give a lesson, but not for actual kids, but for teachers, and they're gonna do that for the other candidates, and then they're gonna decide who they think would be the best
Oh
teacher.
yeah, you have to teach the teachers. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to teach the teachers, and
And
they're
then
gonna
they all
decide,
judge you.
yeah, they're who's the best and who has the best activities and that sort of
Mhm.
thing. I don't know.
Wow. Sounds
It, I don't know. It made me kind
similar
of
to
feel really
challenging.
kind of uncomfortable.
Mm.
I don't know. Like, I think it would be a good opportunity to learn how to teach and stuff like that, but it was just really kind of awkward, I guess.
There's like seriously no structure.
Yeah, they have no structure. Their whole thing is they have no rules. Like, however you want to teach them is up to you.
All right, class. Today we are going to do patty cake for the next 40 minutes.
Yeah, but
I'm not even fucking doing it right because I never did as a kid.
Nope. Nope.
I should have gone to that school.
The patty cake school.
Sounds really interesting. Like there's pros and cons on like, it would be a good chance for you to develop,
Yeah.
but also that's its strength is also its weakness.
So if you get accepted to that school, get yourself get yourself a couple of English books that you
well,
can
they,
buy
they do,
you can
they
buy
do
from
have
the bookstore.
textbooks and they
Oh,
have books
okay.
available, but like they don't. Their whole thing is like you don't necessarily have to follow the book.
Okay.
You don't want
Interesting.
to, or like sometimes they don't. You don't have like they'll call you in like because the teacher gets sick or whatever, and you just have to kind of come up with your own thing.
Yeah. Just this. Okay. Okay.
But like at the same time, it's like I just got here and now I'm teaching kids, and really kind of weird.
Hmm. Shoot. Well, you'll know during the next set of like how it's gonna be,
Yeah, and I
because then
mean,
you'll see what other people are doing.
yeah, it would be interesting to see kind of what some other classes there look
Hmm.
like and kind of what what kind of candidates they're getting other than me. Also, right? Like, am I going up
How'd you come across this job?
I was just posted online.
Okay.
Like, am I going up against some guy from Harvard? Like, some person that graduated with a master's in linguistics from
Masters
Harvard.
and a master's.
Yeah, master's in linguistics. With like 10 years of T-cell experience.
Shit.
Like I don't know like who I'm going up against.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it may just be like, dude, if you have somebody like that, don't even consider me.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me make it the decision for you, just for my own pride,
Yeah.
because I understand what's going on here. Shit, at least you got to like have the chance for the next one. I remember this school that you were
Well, I
there for
don't
about
even.
3 hours.
I don't. Yeah. That in total, I was at the school for about 3.5 hours.
Shit. Damn. But you're saying you don't know if you're.
Well, yeah. I technically don't know if I'm actually gonna like. They said they would call me back to have me do another lesson. But
Okay, yeah.
right,
The
it could
typical.
just turn into.
Okay. Yeah, because a little more than a year ago, like when I first got to Japan, and then I'm gonna go to Kobe to go to a concert for a couple days. Like I only have like a couple days, but I'm gonna go to not a concert, but I'm gonna go to like celebrate a birthday with Hitomi, and then we're gonna go to Shimane-ken just to do it and see what that place, because I've always wanted to go there ever since what was it, the culture class that we had.
Oh yeah, with Satomi.
Yeah, and she made us watch that really super sick video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I started watching some of that, and then we decided to go there. But the day I arrived, it was an interview day, so I was just like, shit. Thanks. And I went to this school in Kobe. Like I don't remember the station, but some like just random station on the Hankyu line. I think it's like near Ninomiya, but not there.
Okay.
And uh, basically this school like I showed up early because that's what else am I gonna do? And then like I filled out all this paperwork for them, and then I took a test, an English proficiency test.
Great.
And I only had one question where I was like, this doesn't make any sense, because for me it would either way is wrong. So I was like, lesser of two evils, I guess.
Yeah.
Then the guy shows up. The guy who'd been contacting me shows up, and he takes me into the back, and I'm like, all right, sweet, interview time. Here we go. I got this. And I was expecting, typical interview questions. But his first question was just like, so, how would you describe your ideal employer? And I was like, what? And I was like, in terms of what? Like, working in Japan or just anywhere? He goes, oh no, working in Japan. I'm like, well, I would want someone, and then I described basically Michael Reed,
Yeah.
someone who is able to balance like where I'm coming from and what my students need. A
Yeah.
person who's, who's understanding of two cultures and the differences and the similarities, and can clarify
Hmm.
without really, destroying anyone. It's really constructive.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, I think I just had that, but I'm sure there are many people like this person. So I explained how he was. I explained I wasn't like dropping names like Michael Reed. Totally got to meet him. What are you doing here? Go, I was just like, someone who's able to understand where I come from, my background, and who can explain to me what I'm dealing with here if I have any cultural issues.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, okay, cool. And then when they were talking about like the classes, um, uh, they were like, we don't really like teachers who, you know, are strictly by the book. To put it in a way, if this was a culinary school or if we're talking about culinary stuff, we're looking for the chefs. We don't want the people studying. We want the chefs who can create their own recipes and, you know, work their own magic in a classroom. And I was
Yeah.
just like, so yeah, your creativity. I'm just like, all right, that's all right, all right. And then he explained the system a little bit. Like we don't do the typical, you know, textbook, and then basically what I'm kind of doing now. And he was just like, um, this was about maybe I want to say like a 20-minute talk.
Mhm.
It wasn't very long, but all the paperwork stuff took a while because he had to call up head office and blah 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 blah. And then the interview was just really like it was very atypical. And
Yeah.
then he was like, all right, well, he checked his watch. He's like, all right, in a little bit we're gonna have you do a demo lesson now. And I was like,
What?
all right, straight off the bat. And I was like, how long am I, you know, just like, you know, normal class period. I'm like,
Oh,
a
geez.
full class period? And he goes, well, if you want to, but you know, just do what you can so we can get a feel. I'm gonna go get the teachers now so you can teach them. I was like, all right. He's like,
Yeah.
but I'll give you some time. I'll give you about 10 minutes to prepare.
Oh, geez.
And earlier that night, I had been talking to, or the night before, I was talking to Matt about like, Matt, what the fuck do you do at your school? And he just gave me the rundown of a generic like, what's your favorite, blah. And I was like, shit, I can do that. That's not even that difficult. You just structure it. And so I was I had 4 teachers, all of the people who appear on the website. And
Yeah.
the guy was just like, all right, all of us are about 4 years old. Go.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, what? What? And so I did my best. I tried to work some magic. Um, I got them to say I like my what's your favorite sport? I like basketball. What's your favorite blah? I like this. Just simple stuff.
Mhm.
And then I was like, I ran out of just ideas. So I was like, all right, very good job, guys. Awesome. And you know, it's hard to be ultra positive when you're teaching native speakers
Yeah.
because you know you can't really talk about anything under your breath or get away with just like, oh my God, I messed up, like because they hear it.
Yeah.
And so I was really under pressure. And then after that, he was like, all right, good job. So now we're gonna have you observe 2 lessons. And I was like, what? Shit, I'm never gonna leave. And
Yeah.
then so
No
I
kidding.
watched 2 lessons. The first one was like a Japanese lady was teaching kids, because their kids' lessons are like split, like half and
Mhm.
half is the first half is Japanese teacher, but she's teaching in English, so she basically sets the tone for the, you know, the how do I say, the atmosphere of the entire lesson.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's like very strict and whatnot, but then it's completely shattered as soon as the native speaker comes in because they know that they have more power over him, because what's he gonna do? Make a bunch of little kids cry?
Yeah.
And the lady didn't even acknowledge me in the class. Like, I wasn't even a part of the class. But when the native speaker came in, he was just like, hey, everybody say hi to Kevin. That's Mr. Kevin, okay? And they're all like, hello, Mr. Kevin, all the little kids. I'm like, wow, it's very polite. And they're like, he goes, yeah, we stress politeness from the very first stage of children. That's the first thing they learn is manners. And I was like, holy shit. Because every time they requested something or did anything, they were asking me like a polite question. May I have a pencil, please? Here you are. Thank you. All that, you know, just typical little kid stuff.
Yeah.
And then he explained to me, he's like, you should probably be writing stuff down because they're going to make you write an observation paper. And I was like, what? And so after the lesson, he told me, like, I did this, this, and this. Just write that down when you write it down. Or remember that. See you, my name is Michael. Or whatever the fuck. And then they take me out. They make me wait for a bit. A bunch of students come in. They introduce me to the little kids. I'm just like, hello. And then they move me to like the front, but like where they do counseling and stuff, like one-on-one counseling with students. And then they made me fill out more paperwork. They made me fill out the questionnaire of like, what did you feel about this? And I was just like, I don't. The only like gripe I had was I'm not really sure if it's okay to be touching students the way the teachers touch them. Because like they were just like grabbing students, and I'm like, I'm not really sure if that's okay, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure about culture. And then I wrote like this super long paper about what I saw, the positives, the negative, well, what I liked, what I wasn't sure about, something I learned. And then this other lady comes out, starts talking to me. I didn't know who she was. I'm assuming now that she was the actual manager, not the guy that I talked to, because she asked me like interview questions, like as I'm trying to write a piece of paper, like while I'm filling out that questionnaire, like essay, she's just asking me questions, so I have to keep stopping and then answer her questions and then keep going. And then she was like, "All right, well, we will definitely let you know about the results of your test and your all of this and this and this. So yeah, see you next time." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I waited a week, 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by. I emailed them and I was just like, "Just tell me yes or no, please, because I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm like between interviews because you never said anything." And then Matt was just like, "Dude, I heard about that school. Just fuck it." And I was there for about 3 hours as well.
Yeah.
And they were like, they were explaining like we're not the like typical school that you'll see, like we're not. They didn't drop any like company names. They were just like basically they're not the company I work for now or the other main competitor.
Yeah. Like for my jet interview, I had to do like a mock lesson,
Mhm.
but it was like 2 minutes.
Shit.
And you know,
I would have killed for that.
it didn't need to be like a perfectly planned lesson.
Mhm.
I didn't even have to finish it. They just wanted to see me doing something involving teaching.
Right.
And I had watched a bunch of like YouTube videos about like people talking about the jet interview, and so like I knew that that was a possibility that might come up. And so they were just like, yeah, just they'll have like a whiteboard, just draw a bunch of pictures and be Genki. Which is exactly what they want ALTs to do. Basically, it's just be Genki. And so like that wasn't too bad, but then like to be like, here's some actual real students. We're gonna give you 30 minutes, and we actually expect you to give like an actual lesson that might actually be useful. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of get the feeling that they won't ever contact me again. And actually, if they didn't, I wouldn't be all that disappointed. But I mean, it would be a good opportunity, but at the same time,
I feel you.
like it was kind of awkward and strange for me.
Yeah, it's like it's off-putting, right? The way. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the normal way of doing interviews in Japan. I don't feel like it would be, but
It's interesting. We all have 3 separate stories about 3 really weird interviews that all basically sound exactly the same, and they're all very small companies.
Yeah. What's yours, Brian?
Well, mine was that
the time in the
company from
summertime?
Osaka, the Osaka guy, and I just went there for like 2 hours and hung out basically and played games with kids and taught 3 lessons to kids and their parents. And I was just like, oh, I can do this because I was born for this shit. Yeah. And so
Maybe I was born this way.
yeah. So I get up there and basically it's like, well, as is always important, we've all studied how to do introductions. I'm a new teacher, so let's do introductions. And so I wrote everyone's name on the board, a bunch of boring shit, which is it's like it's boring, but it's important to get to know each other and make jokes and have fun and make the atmosphere really good because, as Carl, you said, the the genkiness is very important as a teacher in general. Anyway, it's kind of it's funny. Like the most interesting teachers that I remember from high school even, or like the teachers that were either they had reached that like pinnacle to where it's like they were excited about what they were doing and they knew how little any of the students actually gave a shit. And so like the people who actually studied and had fun and were somewhat intelligent could like sense the nuance, the subtleness of like the teacher just basically calling that kid who's a dick in class that he's a dick. And so it'd be like, oh, this teacher's pretty cool because she actually gives a shit. She gives more of a shit than that kid. It was enjoyable. So like that kind of rapport building is very important. So basically I was just in there teaching kids from their notebooks or from their books, and the guys were kind of, oh, I'm gonna cough. The guys were kind of, dang it, really cool guys, to be honest, but they definitely had kind of a rapport level with the students that they could seem to be like, as Kevin, you were saying, like their way that they were like pulling students, like pushing them back in their seats or moving them around, like, no, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tone of voice that one of the teachers had was kind of just this like, would you fucking just get it done already? Kind of like tone. And I was like, shit, dude, they're kids, man. What are you? But they fucking no, they just don't. Oh my god. And it's like, whoa, dude. But I can't. I'm whoa duding because I have the fear in me that if I even touch a kid, like there's a kid that causes a lot of trouble in Mordia, actually, and or where I'm at, the school I'm at, and he's really loud and obnoxious. And yesterday he was just unstoppably loud. He was just screaming in class for 40 minutes, and it was causing trouble for all the other classes. And so after class, our staff, it sits the dad down, and they're like, "Hey, we can't have stuff like this happening anymore." And as she's doing that, he's running around Mordia in front of like the elevators, just like yelling and being obnoxious, right? And so our other staff goes out there to try to wrangle him, and he's just being a menace. And so I'm coming back from the bathroom, and I see our staff like dealing with this basically a wild chimpanzee in children's clothing.
Jeez, dude.
And then I just grab him by his pants and coat and pick him up like this and just carry him back into the classroom. And he thought he mistook me for the other teacher because I got him from behind. He's like, "Oh, I've been caught by the teacher," and kind of goes limp. Like if you grab a kitten by the scruff of their neck, they go like,
"Oh yeah, they go limp."
Yeah. So I have this little kid who's going crazy, and I just put him down on a couch. And as I put him on the couch, he's like, "I want to fall off the couch," and he's kicking the couch. And I'm like grabbing his legs, and I'm like holding him. I'm like holding him down, and I can just see just how bad this looks. That like this giant foreign teacher is basically like, all I needed to be wearing was like a white doctor's outfit, and I'm the guy at the insane asylum strapping the guy in before he gets his lobotomy. That's how I felt. And so I just felt awful because I'm suppressing this like kid because he's being a menace to society. And I can just feel this like, oh man, I'm just not doing a good job right now as a teacher because I can't control this insane child, and I don't know what level of like force I'm allowed to do or anything, or what I'm supposed to do, or I can't. Can I?
Because one thing is too is it's like completely different cultures, right? Like in the U.S., like you can't even put like a pinky on a student.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I basically he as I pushed him down. I didn't push him. I put him on the couch, and then he kicked himself off the couch, and so I grabbed him by his shirt and I grabbed him by his shirt and a pant leg and picked him up and put him back on the couch like a duffel bag. Boom, just put him back. And I was like, well, that probably could get me fired everywhere. So I'm gonna go into the teacher's room and calm him down. I didn't like slam him down, but I put him back up there and I was like, hey, stop. And I just gave him the death stare. And he's just this kid who's like, he's got some kind of Asperger's, I swear. He just doesn't give a shit about anything. And like his dad is just saying like, no, he's just an energetic kid. He's just like every other kid, and it's fine. And it's like, at what point is this dad going to ride this like, no, he's fine, and just let his son cause trouble when they have schools and classes for kids like this?
Yeah.
Even in Japan. So it's like, it's okay if your son is like that. Give him the help he needs, because everyone else is just going to treat him crappily.
Yeah, basically.
And so I'm sitting there like, this kid, I know, but I don't know, but it's like that, but you don't know. He's basically, if you put ADD on crack,
Gee.
and then you put ADD on crack, and then you put that in the body, and he's so ripped, he's crazy. He's like this little tiny, he's got like a six-pack. It was weird. Like he was like trying to take his shirt off because I had him by his shirt, and he pulls his shirt up, and he's like this 6-year-old kid with a six-pack. I'm like, what on? Lay down. And he's just flailing, and like he's just a ball of energy and excitement and downs, maybe. And so he's pretty tough to deal with. And his dad is just kind of going with this, hey, calm down, man, attitude, which is a great attitude if his son wasn't causing so much trouble.
Yeah.
So it was really, I don't know. So that's the first time I ever actually like used any type of like authoritative action or force against a student ever, and so I'm still bothered by it because I don't want to do stuff like that, because it's so easy to become that scary teacher when you're 6'3", 260. So yeah, but you got to be that Genki teacher,
Yeah.
That's I think my biggest weakness still is like when to be authoritative and when to be more strict. Because I had a student today actually tell me like, hey, you telling me that my mistakes aren't that big of a problem aren't making them go away. And I was like, okay.
What?
Yeah.
Like a child?
No, like
I was gonna say, dude.
this was a level 7.
Okay.
And she was like, read my diary and show me the mistakes I'm making. And I was like, you only have 2 very small mistakes. She's like, yeah, but they're still mistakes, so point them out to me. I was like, well, here's one and here's one. She was like, thank you. And I was like, but to be honest, they don't really hinder what you're trying to say in any way. She was like, but I don't want them to be there. And so
That's just Japanese culture.
I can respect that,
Yeah,
because
that
I don't want my Japanese to have any mistakes in it either. So I speak with broken and bad Japanese, but it's because I don't think it's broken or bad. No one's telling me that it is. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's always one of the really hard things is like, I mean, because like even, right, anytime that you learn like a second language or anytime that you are learning a second language, your first language isn't the same as either. Right? Because we've learned Japanese, our English isn't the same as people monolinguals.
That's
Like,
true.
right? Like, it's always really hard to be like, oh, there's only one right way to speak English. There's only one English. Like, there's a bunch of different ways of speaking English, and sometimes the mistakes aren't that bad. You should just be focused on, can the person that you're talking to understand what you're saying? And that ability to communicate is more important than if your grammar is absolutely perfect.
Exactly.
But like, especially in Japan, they don't want to make mistakes, and like the problem with the not making mistakes is like they get so worried about mistakes that they just don't speak.
Yep.
They're so worried about making a mistake they just don't say anything, and it's like, well, like the worst thing that you could do, then there's like no way that it'll get better. You aren't practicing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. At Eastern, the teachers there, I think it's in one of the books we read as well. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to go back and reread it. I think I still have but it's in America. Anyway, it's 80% is considered native, or it's 80% or 85%. If you can understand 80% of the conversation, or 80% of what people are saying or what you're reading and stuff, then you're basically native, because you're able to survive and understand and get the meaning and the gist of what's being said. So being perfect isn't as important as being able to tell somebody. Like if someone runs up to me and says, "Over there, fire, run," instead of someone taking like 10 minutes to correctly tell me, "In that vicinity, there is a fire on the 3rd floor. People should get away." Over there, fire, run might be broken, but at least that tells me the situation in a quick enough manner that I can go, "Oh shit, there's a fire over there?" And the guy can be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I go, "Oh shit, all right, let's call the police or something." Instead of just being
like,
scared.
how many times do we read articles in English and we come across a word that we're like, I don't know what the fuck that means? Like, how many times is that?
Never.
We're like native speakers, but I can probably tell you that happens more regularly than anybody that's learning English would want to know.
Oh yeah.
If I come across a word and I'm like, I have no clue what that means, even from context, I can't figure out what that word means. I'm just gonna skip it, or I'm gonna look it up online. Like, you never completely fully learn a language ever, really.
True.
Exactly. I don't know. I remember the very first time I took a grammar test in college, and there was one Japanese student in class and one student from Korea in class, and the teacher just gives everyone the test, and she's like, "I'm not going to grade this. I just want you to show me how much you know about English as a whole." And it's like, what's a preposition? Where are the articles? Write down all this stuff, right? And I'm like, oh no. And I distinctly remember putting like a preposition over a verb and like an article, and I was like, I put an article over the word clothes like an idiot, you know? Just dumb. An article of like clothes, right? Or an article like a paper, something you can read or write. Like, I was an idiot, literally. And this is college level me about to become an ESL teacher making these dumb mistakes. And then she's like, I don't want any of you to feel bad about this, but you're all really bad at grammar. And the two people who scored perfect scores are the two international students here. And then the girl was like, "What?" And she was shocked. She was like, "That's something that's really interesting that many second language learners are always shocked by, that people have no idea about the rules of their own language." And then I remember talking to both of those students, because they're both ELI students. They were high level, so they were able to take normal classes. And I was like, "Man, I'm sorry. I'm like I'm an IPA. I should be a good example or whatever." And she was just like, "No way, man. What was your score?" And I was like, "I got like an F minus on that thing." So I'm basically writing charisma to every job that I have so far. And once my charisma goes, I'm just gonna end it with alcohol, because either that or I'm gonna learn something and actually be able to teach by that time. But so far, don't got much to work for it. I've gotten better since then, but it's still like not ready, man. I can't open up a school and teach people. If someone tells me, "What's this mistake?" They show me an English mistake. I can't be like, "Oh, that is a lacking articles and it's passive voice mistakes and blah 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 blah. Like the correct
Yeah. I mean, I
the
still don't
jargon.
know how to do that.
The correct jargon. Oh, she's weak in her passive voice. Huh? All right, dude.
Don't be such a ball hog, dude.
I'm like we had one teacher to where I was just like, she doesn't use these words when she should, and he's like, oh, she's dropping her articles and mixing prepositions, and that's my dumbed down version of the thing he actually told me. I just forgot it because it was too hard. What he told me. So I was like, oh, so it's like she's forgetting things. Yep. All right, she's forgetting things. I type into the computer and hit enter and then curl up into a ball. That's how I feel still. 1 year down, all right. But, with time, we're all going to be really good at what we're doing if we have passion for it. Yeah? I just noticed I'm like the palest guy out of all three of us. I'm like...
Well, you just have a well-lit room.
I'm like pink pale. Carl's been eating a lot of carrots. He's a little yellow.
Yeah, I think it's the lighting.
Oh, okay. You
I've
looked
only
up.
got-
You looked
I've
up
only-
and you got real pink. Woo!
Yeah, I've got like one light. I'm on like the outer edges of the room. So.
Kevin's blue. Abadi abadai. Dabadi dabadai. Dabadi dabadai. Thanks.
Dude, that was my... I remember, oh my god, when that song came out, I had like the biggest crush on this one chick. So I got jealous because she was talking to this other guy, so I wrote like my own version of it where I was just hating on both of them. Because, elementary school love.
Yeah, dog.
It's very powerful. Anyways, next. Just kidding. Oh man. So much for weird interviews and whatnot.
These things are tough.
Yeah, man. They're always tough. But dude, the one teacher that I think of when you talk about like the guy who can just be like, oh yeah, he was totally using the passive voice, blah 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 blah, was the guy who hired us.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Now he's not even... He's the competition now in one city.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Did he open his own school?
Hmm?
Did he open his own school or something?
Yep.
Yep, that's what happens.
He got good enough that he didn't need the company that he worked for, and he's amazing. So a lot of folks who were coming to the school were basically coming because he was actually helping them, and then when he left, they went with him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't blame them. Hell, I hope that they get better at English. That's why I'm here. So that's why I feel so bad when I feel like I'm not helping anyone. I have to work harder to become a better teacher. Although every now and then students are like, wow, you're such a great teacher. Thank you so much. I'm like, thanks. I really appreciate that. But I don't feel like I'm helping yet. But since you're a student saying I'm helping, I guess I should feel okay. I don't know. It's weird. Like today I did a lesson. You guys were talking, or I kept thinking about it when you were talking, Carl, about having to think of a lesson on the fly, just that would be helpful and useful in some way.
Yeah.
And so, basically, and of course, you were with junior high kids, so that seems pretty hard. Today we had a lesson. They're called voices, to where it's just you go and you have a subject you talk about, but this one's called regular voice, which means there's no subject. You just go in there and talk.
Oh yeah,
You just have free conversation. But it was the biggest class we'd ever had, and so it's basically the size of 3 normal classes. And so I was like, oh geez. And as I saw from like the room except for one student he's a junior high school student, but his pronunciation is just perfect. He sounds like he was like raised in America or something. Just his R's, his L's, his E's, his V's, his B's, everything is just clear and crisp. And so he was the one exemption, but everyone else was having trouble with like how to say V and B and F correctly and things like that. And so I tried to change the mindset of how they think of English, because the same way that we're taught like kanji as whole kanji instead of pieces by pieces radicals, as well as the whole thing side by side, so we can learn like the meaning of a kanji that we can't read based on the pieces that it is, the radicals or whatever.
Yeah.
So the same way that people in Japan are taught that way, we're taught how to work on how to pronounce our our vowels and our consonants first, sounds, and then we turn them into words, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we can say crap like Earl, Cheryl, and Carl, and it starts way deep in our throat because from a young age we're trained all that. And the reason that B and V are so hard is because B for a lot of words is that just either be, and V is just be, or like some words that are B or V is that we sound instead of the V sound. And so I just taught them what I learned in college and when I was a kid, or relearned in college, of the F and V is just voiced and unvoiced consonants.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like trying to fix how they think of the word. Instead of thinking it as a bui sound, I want them to think of it as a P first. So if it's berry, then I want them to think Perry, and then add voice to the P, because that's basically that, just to show them like where in their mouth they need to make the shape and where to use it. And in 40 minutes, everyone was getting much better just by changing the idea of where that sound actually is compared to the word that it came from in katakana.
Yeah.
And I was surprised, but I like walked into that class just like, oh, I have to do a lesson. And that's the first thing that came to my head, and so I just wrote that on the board. But yeah, I think that was pretty. I felt like, oh, it wasn't terrible, but my teaching structure was really bad because it was basically just me writing, all right, P and B, D and T, TH and TH, oh no, and then writing like the phonetic alphabet of TH for th and TH for th.
The theta versus the whatever the other one is.
Yep.
But I was like, all right, so let's all find words with this sound in it. And so I was like, just making the students try to make the sounds, and it ended up being okay, but it was pretty much just a vocabulary practice out of nowhere. And so the students they said it was fine, but
At least you have regular voices at your place.
yeah, we have
all of ours
one
are
a week, I
completely
believe.
scheduled now. If you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
They're all like first time for all the lower level students who don't come. Because all the lower level students think, oh, why should I go to a voice? There's gonna be someone higher. I'm gonna look stupid.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just the events, which is like wine and tea and whatever the fuck.
Who comes to those?
Well, at tea, you drink tea. At wine voice, you drink wine. Yesterday, that was the coworker got to do that. But he didn't drink.
Oh, the coworker.
Yeah, I'm about to drop a name.
Oh, okay.
We probably already mentioned it before.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. In other news, Brian, what's going on with you, man? Apparently you have fallen in love with something.
I wouldn't say fallen in love. It's been a just a angry, angry passion.
It's just pure passion, right?
Just this like how can you be so stupid, and why do I still love you anyway? I really like Taylor Swift.
Whoa. Whoa, that's not what I was expecting.
Dude, I mean, I can't judge. I mean, there's worse things you could fall in love with.
Dude, whoa, that's actually not what I was
Are you talking about the new Taylor Swift? 'Cause I feel like she's selling out a little bit.
Oh yeah, totally. That's why I'm so angry, because I still like it, and
I
it
can't
is
bring
totally.
myself to not like her.
Hmm?
I can't bring myself to not like her. She seems like a nice person.
Right? Right? That's what everyone is arguing. It's like, ugh.
She's just the perfect girl.
But then, like, if you think about it, could we say the same thing about 10 years ago with Shania Twain selling out? Is that called selling out at that time?
But I mean,
Because she crossed over.
That's true.
I don't know, but like, I find it weird because she's like, I'm no longer country or whatever. But I'm like, you were never country in the first place.
That's what I wanted to say.
Like, you were never country in the first place. So what were you really?
She had kind of had her own version of country.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know. She's
country-esque pop.
Well, what is country anymore?
nothing's country
When was the
anymore.
last time? When was the last time you heard a country song and you're like, damn, man, I'm
George-
sorry.
George Strait.
Cash.
Yeah, Johnny Cash, really good. The last, like, in the 2000s era, I would say Crazy, or like Crazy Over You is a song by this one guy that was like, he's like drinking himself to death, and he's depressed because his like ex-wife left him, and he's like talking about all the things you can tell our family of what happened and everything. Just tell him I've gone crazy. Just tell him that I'm insane. Don't tell him that I'm heartbroken or something like that. And that was like the last actual emotion-filled country song I've heard before it went into
Honky tonk badonka donk.
honky tonk badonka donk.
Well, even more than that, like the thing with country music right now is like, it's like rock music with banjos.
Yeah.
Like, it's not its own separate thing. It's become rock music, but it has banjos, and it's
Yeah.
out of tune.
Yeah.
Did you know that country music is country music because it's out of tune?
Oh.
Yeah, there's actually this guy that's like, he has like super sensitive ears to like what's in tune. Like, it would be like OCD, but like with sound.
Perfect pitch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Perfect pitch.
He has to have the perfect pitch for it to be okay, or else he gets like headaches. He can't listen to country music.
Holy shit.
It's out of tune.
That's like a thing, dude.
It's a thing. And
Perfect pitch is like,
No, I knew about perfect pitch,
Yeah.
but I mean, like,
yeah.
there's also
I've never heard of this.
relative pitch, but I mean, like, holy shit, for that to be like an issue for someone, damn,
yeah, like you can't listen to
that's
it.
like ultra sensitive.
Yeah, it's it's a really rare case, but it does happen. I mean, there's
Your music is shit. You're way out
the
of
thing is with like, now what is the population of the world now? Like 7 billion people,
too many. I mean,
8
sorry.
billion, 8 billion people, but you know, there's always like these really weird things that pop up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there was actually this cat in Pullman that was at the Humane Society.
Uh-huh.
They kept getting sick, right? And they'd take him to the vet, and then he'd get better, and then he'd get sick again, and they eventually figured out that the cat was allergic to its teeth,
The fuck?
right?
Dude, that
Like,
sucks.
Right? Like, so you have to remove all of the cat's teeth. Then it can only eat wet food,
Dude, that sucks.
right? But like, I'd imagine there's probably a person that's allergic to its own teeth. Probably. Somehow.
Or some like the bacteria that grows on your teeth from not brushing it or something.
Yeah, like if it can happen to a cat, I would imagine that it could probably something similar could happen to a human.
Yeah, probably. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start looking up weird diseases. Just to
Right.
look it up.
There's a Cracked article already of at least 30 or something.
You know,
that
let's
are
look
just
up other
ridiculous.
diseases that aren't related to Ebola.
There's
Is that
there's
still a
the
thing? Is Ebola still a thing? Or did Odell Beckham catch it for?
People haven't been talking about Ebola, probably because it wasn't something to talk about in the first place.
Gotta admit that was the sickest catch ever in a losing effort. Not that I care about the Giants, but they're playing Dallas, so yeah, that's pretty interesting. What the freak? A cat that's allergic to its own teeth?
cat allergic to its own teeth, man.
Damn.
That's some shit.
Right.
You think your life sucks? I can't even have my own teeth.
If another cat walks down the street, I can't even look him in the eye because he's gonna just kill me because I don't have I don't have half of my weapons anymore.
I can't even
It's
smile at
already
the
declawed
ladies.
me. No teeth, no claws on the front legs.
How y'all doing, ladies?
That cat better be good at taekwondo because he can only be kicking if he wants to do damage, you know. Actually, I feel like cats would be pretty good at jiu-jitsu because they always are on their back when they do the most damage.
That's true.
Just those rabbit kicks, man. Ta, 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 ta. And then suddenly your whole arm's just bleeding. How did that happen? Why did you trick me? I thought you wanted my love and affection.
My cats are really funny because one of them has become aware that he no longer has claws on the front. So he'll like swat at you, and then like he'll realize that it's not working, so he'll just bite you. He still has teeth.
Was it my stepsister or a friend of my stepsister's had a cat that was just the devil, and if you got near it, it would bite you.
Oh shit.
If you got near it, it would scratch. It didn't have claws, but if you got just anywhere close to him, he would just start rabbit punching real quick, just pap, pap, pap. Again, as you said, realize it's not doing any damage, and then he just started grappling. So that when you got near him, he gets that arm around you, and then just tap 2 arms, and then teeth.
Yep.
Straight to the mouth, right? It's like, why are you so mean? I just want to pet you. You're the cutest cat I've ever seen. And you just look him in the eyes like, don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. It's like, calm down, dude. I feed you. I just want a little petting. But then that's just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Then at the same time, this cat, like, if you're busy at all, would just be the nicest cat in the world. It's just this crazy schizo cat.
He's just your troll.
That's the thing.
That's not a schizo cat. That's just a cat.
No, that's true. That is a normal cat. That's just a normal cat. It was just the most normal cat I've met. All of my cats are crazy for being nice all the time. This just feed them to where they're too fat to give a shit, and then they, oh whatever, just pet me.
I'm too fat to give a shit.
I'm too fat to give a shit. And then he's looking at me, and I'm too fat to give a shit too. So we're just both way too fat to give a shit about anything. Watching TV, what were we watching at the time? That top. It's that car show, Top Gear.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And me and my fat ass cat being fat together watching Top Gear. And my dad's, when are the ribs ready, Dad? Oh, they'll be ready in a couple hours. All right.
Oh shit.
Matt Olson.
Matt Olson is in the building.
Matt Olson.
That is some old school blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow, blue and
It's been a
yellow.
long time since I've seen that shirt on Matt
It's
Olson.
been a long time since I've seen Matt wearing glasses, yo.
I know.
Oh, god damn it.
You just take these off.
Alright, well, I better put mine on then.
Yeah, we can't have more than one person wearing glasses on this show.
Me too. Got mine on too.
Oh, I can take mine off then.
Yo,
Yeah.
so Matt.
What's up?
Matt has his on.
Mario Galaxy 2. Better
Best
than
game
Mario
ever. Game.
Nuh-uh.
I'm not gonna say it's the best Mario game. Best Mario game in Super Mario World.
Yep.
But Super Mario Galaxy 2 is better than Super Mario Galaxy 1. Super Mario Galaxy 1 is like already better.
What?
I think it's already better than 64.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he meant.
What did you think of Super Mario Galaxy 1, Carl?
I loved it. I thought that was just brilliant, the way they did everything. The level design was perfect. You know, it was really actually a good challenge.
Did you get all the stars?
Hell no.
What the fuck? I got all the stars.
All 120?
Yeah, and there's like one of them is like you have to get the purple coins.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like one of them is like there's like that one secret level where it's like you're on a Mario stage or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's one of those, but it's like the blocks disappear, and then half the blocks are poison, so you die if you touch them. The other blocks are fire. So and you have like 2 minutes to get like 100 purple coins because it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, the thing is I beat the main story, and it was like, I'll keep going as far as I can, but I'm not interested in going all the way to 120. I'm not a completionist.
Because if you get all 120, then you get to play the game again as Luigi.
Do you?
Yeah, and it's exactly the exact same game, just Luigi plays differently. He's all slippery, and he jumps higher and shit.
Oh shit, I might have to get 120 stars.
But in Super Mario Galaxy 2, when you get all 120 stars, then they add like 120 green stars, which are all like brand new stars.
Oh shit.
That's a lot of stars. I
So
don't
there's,
even
like,
know what you just said.
240.
140 total stars.
Yeah.
So many levels.
How far
Dang.
have you gotten in 2, or have you even started it yet?
Oh, I haven't even started yet.
What the fuck are you doing right now? Get on it right now.
That's so aggressive right now. He's trying to
Jeez,
catch
man.
up.
He's got some confidence. Were you talking to ladies up until now? Confidence boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No way.
Talking to these ladies.
Oh. Oh, okay. So you went to a handshaking competition?
No.
Competition?
Weird. No.
A
Actually,
photo
I got these lady photos because I bought 5 AKB CDs
Shit, Matt.
like 2 months ago, and they finally showed up.
Shit, Matt. The hell?
Because I'm going to a handshaking competition in March.
Thank you
Better
for
step
going.
up your selfie game.
Selfie game. Security is like psycho though at those things, so I couldn't even try to attempt like a ninja selfie.
Heard.
What? A ninja selfie?
Yeah. Ah.
Nah. Alright, man. That makes sense.
Whatever happened to Mooder Fook?
Yeah, Muderfook, man.
Yeah, long
Mutter
time no
Fook.
Mutter Fook.
Slate.
Oh, see, I was on my phone, so I couldn't comment on the Q&A, so that's why that happened.
It's
Alright,
okay.
alright. We got you. No worries.
It's okay, I got you guys too.
What'd you get us?
Nothing.
Right.
Actually, so I went to Costco yesterday in Makahari.
Mm-hmm.
That one's
Like-
like more. That Costco is more legit than the Scuba Costco.
Oh, you talking shit about Scuba Costco now?
They sell Reese's at the Makahari Costco.
Shit.
Well, I got a bag of Butterfingers right behind me, but I didn't want it. It
I
wasn't
also
given
bought
to
this
me.
Australian licorice, blueberry licorice. That's pretty good.
What's it called? Kookaburra?
No, I don't know. It was fucking like Australia licorice.
Australia licorice.
And it's like this like thick ass like. It's like if you take like 4 like red vines put them together, that's like the width of one licorice.
Yeah, dude, that Australian licorice, man, that shit's the bomb.
And on the back, it had like this like was it purpose of statement or whatever? Like this is made this was made originally in Australia, even though like on the package it says made in the USA
Statement of purpose.
or whatever. I don't know.
Purpose of statement. What the hell?
Mission statement. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah.
And I was reading it in an Australian accent.
Oh, that's
Do
awesome.
you still have the bag? You want to do it now?
No, I've threw it away. It isn't cheap. I went to Chiba today. Well, yesterday I did today because they're having a Thanksgiving-ish, Thanksgiving night party.
Nice. How was it?
I'm talking to an empty Brian desk.
I just feel like standing right now.
Okay. What are you, me?
No, my leg hurts because I've been sitting on this ball and it just hurts. I'm gonna move it so that I'll sit on a chair.
Yeah, so we had like the Thanksgiving thing, but no turkey. Instead, we got like those chickens they sell at Costco.
The rotisserie chickens.
Like the little mini chicken thing.
The rotisserie chickens.
I don't know what it's called. And I also bought like a pack of those chicken legs. Also, now they sell at the Costco food court is like this potato and bean curry soup. It's pretty good.
Oh.
Potato and bean curry. You sent me that picture, but I didn't process the glory that you sent me. Potato and bean
Potato and bean curry soup.
curry. That just sounds like curry soup.
It is basically curry soup.
Still sounds good though. I love curry. Some mom. Mom hates curry. Brian knows.
Last week I had curry 3 days in a row. It's bullshit.
What?
For school lunch.
That used to be me at freaking Gaidai.
Yeah, I guess that's like school lunch. You get like,
I just get curry every day.
yeah.
That was different. That was because the other lines were so long.
Yeah, you have a really good fucking point about that. It was honestly the best option. No, it was the only option.
And they had to get omori.
And still lose weight anyways.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Wait, you want omori again today? Yeah. What? Just because Carl can get one, but I can't? What?
My favorite was when you got the mini, and I was like, dude, you're gonna regret it.
Dude, I did.
And then,
Yeah.
and you were like, no, man, I only want like a little bit. And I was like, you're gonna regret it. And then you finished it, and you looked at me, and you're like, God damn it.
I was so ashamed. I was like, just shamefaced, like, God damn it, Carl was right. Carl was right. Ah. Yeah. I'm like shamefaced right now just remembering that.
At Asia University's food cafeteria.
Say what?
You guys ever eat at Asia University's cafeteria?
Not the actual food that they were selling.
Oh,
Why?
I did. I ate at Gaidai and Asia University's.
How what it?
They're about the same.
What?
Yeah, pretty much. Like Shokudos at universities are all basically the same in terms of what the food is.
Oh.
Like the thing that I've noticed the difference between Itsumeikan and Gaidai is that Gaidai will actually give you a good portion on their omori. Like I eat omori at Itsumeikan and I'm like, I'm still fucking hungry. I could order that again and that would be good enough. But like Gaidai, they give you a good size. And you can't get omori on like udon or ramen at Itsumeikan, which is bullshit.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Gotta be omori.
Eating the big things in Japan and losing weight. Eating the small things in America and probably losing weight, but you don't want to eat the small things, so.
Yeah.
It's not
Wait,
fun.
when you say small, what do you mean though?
Well, when I say small, like for example,
Because like a late night snack could be running to freaking like
Jack
Taco
in the Box.
or
Yeah.
Jack in the Box. Yeah, that's not
Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh my god.
Dude, they're so good.
Still 2 for $1, right?
Oh,
my
they're so
God.
good.
Yeah, I remember.
I wasn't ready.
I remember all that good magic. Crossing the street for 2,000 calories.
I remember one time it was really late at night, but we were hungry, like me and a bunch of friends, and so we decided that we were gonna go order like 20 tacos. And my friend who was driving, he like pulls up to the drive-through, and they're like, "Welcome to Jack in the Box. How can I help you?" And my friend just bursts out laughing. He can't actually bring himself to do the order. My friend in the passenger seat is like super hungry, and he gets like pissed off, and he's like, "We want 20 tacos," and he's just like screaming it out the window.
Shit, I feel like everyone has like a story about tacos. From
Jack in the Box tacos, especially. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 of my friends bought the whole store worth.
Yeah. One of my last nights in the States, I found out that you're not allowed to walk through a drive-through.
What?
Yeah.
Like legitimately?
Like,
Wow.
I was walking back from the bars in Pullman with my sister, and we were hungry and we wanted to go to Taco Bell.
Nice.
And so it was like, oh, well, I guess we just walk through because the store is closed. So we just walk through. And so we ordered. We didn't order very much. It was just a couple of tacos. And then, like, we just, like, walk up to the window, and the guy, like, looks out the window, and he's like, "Are you guys the people that ordered those couple of tacos?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm sorry. Like, legally, I'm not actually allowed to serve you if you're walking through the drive-through."
Whoa.
And, like, I'm like, "Oh, shit. Like, really? That sucks." And then, like, the guy that was in front of us, he had, like, a truck. And then, like, because the guy at the window didn't really he wanted to serve us because he thinks it's a bullshit law. So he's like, he talks to the driver of the truck, and he's like, would you guys mind if they just, like, hop in your, like, in the back of your truck? Just sit in the back of your truck, and then, like, we'll give them your food, and it'll all be good.
Give them, give them your food.
Yeah, so, like, we literally sat in the back of this guy's truck, got our food, and then, like,
Jeez.
like, that guy was actually, like, really nice. He was like, "Do you guys need a ride home?" Like, I'm like, "Damn, that's, like, really nice, but no, we'll be okay." Like, I mean, because the guy at the window was like, "I'd rather have you guys walking home than driving home if you're drunk." Like, right? Like, that's the thing, right? He's like, "I really respect your choice to walk." And it's like, but I can't technically serve you if you're not in a vehicle.
Damn, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Since when?
I think it's a safety thing more than anything. Like, if a car doesn't realize that there's people walking, you're not expecting there to be people walking in a drive-through. But at the same time, if the normal restaurant isn't open, I think the drive-through should be free game for anybody. Right? And then it made me think, like, okay, if I go on a bicycle, can I be served?
Yeah, that's true.
It might be the same rule. I thought there was like a pressure sensor or something, like it'd be a certain weight in order to actually trigger the.
Yeah, there was, but
thing.
the people behind us helped us trigger that one to be able to order.
Dude, you're just like favors from everybody.
Yeah, because the thing is it wouldn't trigger. Like, we were just standing there, like, hoping it, like, they would be like, "Hello, welcome to Taco Bell. How can
Just stamping on it and stuff.
Yeah, we're like standing on it, like, jump in, and it doesn't work.
You guys gotta do butt slams.
Yeah, then the people behind us drove up, like, kind of close, and it was like, awesome. Now they'll answer to us.
Yes.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I found out that you can't actually walk through a drive-through.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Damn.
All I wanted was some goddamn tacos.
It's always tacos. Like, I feel like everyone's like, "Dude, I remember this one time we were so high." / "Dude, I remember we were so drunk." / "Dude, I remember," stories that are funny always end up either somewhere where you're fucking buying tacos. be a Taco Bell where we did the $5 box,
Oh,
the $5 box night.
wait, do we have a question?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Sorry that English is my third language. I love this class so much. I want some person who can help me learn. I think this is not your son. What are your first two languages?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Third language.
third
Yeah, man.
third language.
That takes a lot of confidence to be willing to write.
I don't even have one. So, yeah.
I would like to say English is my first language,
Right?
but
English.
I feel like I do English an injustice. On occasion, I can say something good, like injustice, but most of the time, it's just me talking out my ass and dick jokes. That's about it. How about you guys?
Perfect time cough.
Good.
That hurt. Oh, that tastes weird.
Guys, my leg meat, or like my legs, my skin on my whole body is like getting really awkwardly loose. And so, like basically that tongue from like Click, where Adam Sandler gets the liposuction for his heart surgery, so his stomach's like a tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that going on at like my legs. It's really awkward. I feel like I'm a Stretch Armstrong that's like fresh out the box, so I'm all stretchy. I haven't gotten hard yet. I haven't. What is it? What is inside a Stretch Armstrong? It's like corn syrup or something like that. It's some kind of syrup or like gel. Corn something or other. I remember. Oh shoot! What Adult Swim Robot Chicken made a joke about it. Stretch Armstrong was with his family, and he was stretching around and having fun, and then one day he couldn't stretch anymore. Went to the doctor, and they changed all the stuff inside him. And then after the surgery, they were like, "Dad, stretch for us," and he's like, "I bet I can now." But he like shouldn't have, because his surgery was still like too recent. So when he stretched, he like exploded, and all this goo was going everywhere. And he was like squirting goo and like becoming flat. And so it's like, "Oh no, Dad, please." All right, so French and Arabic are the first two languages of our friend.
French and Arabic.
That's pretty cool. French, Arabic, and then English is a third language.
That's quite cool.
That is really cool.
Where are you now?
Where are you now? French, Arabic. Also, thanks for saying that you like watching our thing because they're so long? If I read that sentence correctly.
I think she's trying to find someone to help her with her English. But
Well,
she's
it's
not
always-
sure if that's us.
Oh,
Type in
maybe.
a question, maybe we can answer it.
Well, for English, we're all English teachers,
Yeah,
or becoming soon to be English teachers.
we're in the beginning stages.
Yeah, we're rookies. We're not going to be able to write on a whiteboard how to exactly answer questions, but when that happens, I'll buy a whiteboard because I'm the one that talks way too fucking much.
French, Arabic. That's actually pretty cool.
That is really awesome.
And then English.
French, Arabic, English.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear about the what was it? The 5 languages that the U.S. thinks are going to be the most important going forward for the country. What was it? 5 languages, I think. So it was actually the 5 most important languages for the United States are going forward are Japanese, Korean, Chinese, English, and Arabic. Oh,
Well, that's
Morocco.
really nice that the U.S. would totally leave out Spanish.
That's what I was saying. How can you ignore
Well-
the fact that
Let's think about it.
okay, they don't want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Spanish exists in
Oh, okay, that makes sense where she's from now.
Morocco.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, Morocco.
Morocco. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching us
Yeah, thank you.
all the way from Morocco. That's really awesome. We always, I think we've had a couple like South American dudes. We've had a couple American folks. I don't know where Muder Fook is, but I appreciate him watching us as well. And
For those who will be listening to this later, Muder Fook was, what's his name? Slate? Some guy named Slate wrote in.
Slate, difficult umlaut last name.
Yeah, someone wrote in, and all they wrote was Muder Fook.
What your name? Question mark. We said our names, and then he said Muder Fook, and then disappeared.
Mhm. Never
And
to
maybe
be
that
heard
was
from
his.
again.
That was probably his late answer to us saying, "Hey man, you missed your shout out."
Ah.
Then like he was watching the whole time, and he was like, "You Muder Fooks, I've been watching the whole time."
I've been waiting for my shout out.
Which we've given to him time and time again.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What were you guys talking about before I came in?
Taylor Swift, I think.
Yeah, Brian was gonna go on about how he got totally called out at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was great. So basically, my name is Emaine. Nice to meet you, Emaine. Emaine baby.
Dude.
So, sorry if I offended you. I don't mean to be a dick, but I was called out because everyone loves Taylor Swift.
How did Taylor Swift come onto the music? Was it the baby?
Huh?
Did she
Oh
start
yeah,
playing?
the baby started playing "Shake It Off."
Yeah, my goddaughter, who I just met on Thursday. She's 2 years old. Didn't know that.
That's what 2 does, man.
Hmm. Yeah,
Does that
she.
mean you're a godfather?
Say what?
Are you a godfather then?
I guess so.
It's pretty cool. I'm friends with the Godfather.
So when your goddaughter gets married, we can ask you a favor.
I guess.
Yeah, like
So.
in what? In 20 plus years?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I'm gonna hold it to
dude.
you.
Hopefully in 20 years she'll be graduating college.
Yeah. No babies.
That's her choice.
Well,
But
yeah, of course. I mean,
hopefully she's still smart enough to go to college. Hopefully Brian's new Uncle Pat.
dude, Uncle Pat, man. I was so surprised that the minute that I started talking to that guy, it just felt like he had been at every one of my family reunions since I was 5 years old. And I was like, oh, all right. This is just what laid back white guys who like to say stupid jokes hang out about. And it was like, oh, it's my whole family. It's everyone in my family. The only thing that was missing was tons of cheap beer strewn about because it's basically the exact same thing. But I'm going off on a rant about how Taylor Swift shouldn't write a song about how she doesn't hear all the haters talking shit, because that basically is saying I hear you all talking shit, hence I wrote a song about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm like, that's
To
stupid.
announce that I'm not going to be caring about what you said to make me write this song.
I just want you all to know that I can't hear you.
Is that circular
talking shit
reasoning?
about me. You guys say all of these things, but I can't hear you saying them. Oh, okay, just making sure, you idiot.
No, her manager
Beautiful
told her that they said them. She didn't actually hear them.
Oh, yeah. That's what people say.
Mm-mm.
That's what people say. And I really, really like that song. And I really, really like Taylor Swift. But I also, it's like having a crush on the girl who's like the class president or the head cheerleader, and you just like you like her because she's a likable person, but then just the stuff she does just seems to be so stupid.
Hmm.
And so it's like, why What? You're like perfect. Ah, why am I so mad at you? And I know it's just because I'm not her. I'm not Taylor Swift.
You're mad because you're
Wait.
not Taylor Swift.
You want to be Taylor Swift or?
Do I want to be Taylor Swift? And yes, I want to
Oh,
be Taylor Swift.
that's a very simple request.
Oh,
We,
that is a good.
yeah, talk a little slower.
Talk a little slower. Talking slower can help people learn English a little bit better. Practicing listening is always important.
Mhm.
So back to why I hate Taylor Swift. Now it's gonna be so wonderful. It'll be charming.
Do you hate Taylor Swift for the same reasons you hate AKB?
I don't hate. The reason I hate AKB is because they're shit. Taylor Swift's songs are meaningless or are bad. It's basically the reason that AKB and Taylor Swift are basically the same storyline, but Taylor Swift can actually sing.
Yeah.
Or AKB is like Taylor Swift split across like 100 members, so obviously it's not gonna be this one.
The girl who sings Enka did okay.
She's
I'm
my
not saying that.
faves, one of my faves. I don't remember her name. The Anka chick.
Yeah, Enka chick.
I'm just choosing her because she sang Anka, and that's legit.
I like it.
Did you guys see the singer who did like Inca for the Evangelion theme?
What?
Yeah, I saw that like on.
All right, off air.
But yeah.
Ronin after dark.
Oh, dude. Like one thing with Taylor Swift though is does anybody actually think she's all that talented?
Ah, dude, that's my gripe.
I don't know.
Her singing voice is not very strong, but
She has good songs, but I feel like people are writing them for her. Like, I don't know how much original stuff she's actually doing, and I feel like she's like a cute face and people like her. You know, because she's like the all-American girl or whatever. But like, I don't know how much talent she actually has.
I think she wrote Teardrops on My Guitar.
I want to believe that she wrote Love Story.
Love Story, I don't know if she wrote Love Story.
Right? I want to believe it.
Like, I really liked, that's the thing, I really liked Teardrops on My Guitar. And I was like, oh, it's a very, very emotional song. It's very nice. It's a teenage girl going through hard times as a teenage girl, and it fit the mood exactly. But now she's 24 or 25, acting like a teenage girl going through hard times, and she needs to grow the fuck up. That's my biggest gripe.
Brian, we're all going through hard times, man.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, isn't Adele younger than Taylor Swift, and she sounds way more mature?
Yeah.
She's a mom, dude.
Yeah, she's a mom, but if we're going for just age in general,
In terms of talent, like Adele kicks ass in terms of talent.
Which version of Adele? Adele or Adele Sam Smith? I hate that they have to do that to him.
Wait, what?
Everyone labels Sam Smith as just the female Adele. That's so rude.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
everyone labels Sam Smith as the female Adele,
Yeah. You never heard that?
not the male Adele.
Sorry.
Because I understand why that's rude if he's the female. Because that's rude to him and Adele. Because Adele had a baby. Like, I was surprised there. I was like, man, that is rude to both of those people.
English now.
Come back, Evan. But yeah. So being a talented singer, very soulful. If we're gonna be talking like that, then like, who was someone who was Adele-esque before Adele?
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston? Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. So no one
Between Whitney Houston and Adele.
that's a very long, that's a big gap.
That is a big gap. I'm trying to think if there was somebody.
Mm.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey is like really poppy.
Yeah.
Like, most of her music is either slow happy love songs or really energetic happy love songs.
But
And
she
then
had a 5-octave range.
yeah, because she's amazing. But Adele has a just like a soulful vibe. I don't think Mariah Carey is probably one of the most talented singers of our generation, if not the most when it comes to octave and technique. But soulful singing,
Yeah, that's
I feel
true.
like Adele's got more of a beefiness to her. Not for a fat joke, but like there's actually like a meatiness to her singing when it comes to like those sad emotions.
Yeah. I think the last one was probably Whitney Houston. That was similar to Adele.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Whitney Houston is still amazing. Yeah.
Oh, what about Celine Dion?
Oh, okay.
I'm not a fan, so.
Yeah, but she's a good singer. I mean, other than My Heart
Sure.
Will Go On, I can't think of a different song.
Sure. She's good at yelling.
Yelling.
That's what
Yeah.
it sounds like to me.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt doesn't give a shit.
By the way, since we have a viewer in Morocco, did anybody ever go to the Moroccan restaurant in Spokane? Did anybody else ever go there?
I wanted to go, but I did not go.
I think Monica went.
Yeah, I know. I do. I know Monica went, and I actually went. It was really good. Hell of a good.
So since we have a Moroccan, is there a question that you have for our Moroccan viewer, or was that just
for our Moroccan viewer? No.
We have a Moroccan viewer. Have anyone else gone to that restaurant? No? Okay.
No, just me.
Well, tell us about it, and then ask questions about how authentic it actually could have been.
No, like I don't actually remember all that much, other than it was like really delicious, and you ate most of the food with your hands. Like instead of using utensils, usually you eat with your hands. And they had what was it, mint tea?
Mint tea?
Mint tea. It's kind of a thing that they kept giving you instead of just sort of like that they would give you here in Japan, or maybe water. It was all mint tea.
That's cool.
Tea.
You eat with your hands at medieval times too.
You mean in California?
Yeah. Medieval times, dinner and tournament.
Yeah,
Dinner, whatever.
That place was awesome.
It's like they served like medieval food, which is like dragon soup, which was really just like vegetable soup, and then like
roast
chicken or whatever, but it's like roast beast, what it's called. And then apparently in medieval times, the only drinks that were available were beer and Pepsi.
It's authentic. What are you talking about?
I wonder what they drank as a sweet drink in medieval times.
Nectar.
Okay. Or maybe, yeah, like a honey drink.
Yeah.
Mead is what that is, actually. Beer made from honey.
And then yeah, you watch knights joust each other, and you always go for the Green Knight. It's not supposed to be.
The Green Knight.
You just pick which color you were.
No, you got like your ticket and turn like where you sat, and that's basically the section.
That's right. I haven't gone since I was in elementary. No. How many years ago was it that I went? Oh, geez.
Never
I haven't
been
been there in like 10 years.
Wait, what are we talking about? Medieval times?
Yes.
Dude, I never went to one. The only thing I've ever been to was like a Chuck E. Cheese or like a DZ.
The Discovery Zone.
I had a birthday there, dude.
Yeah.
Look down, Mamma Mia.
I straight up thought that the DZ didn't exist. Like, I thought it was some kind of like fever dream fantasy that I had when I was a little kid, because sometime when I was like 5 or 6, that whole thing just shut down. I thought. Do they still exist? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I remember my like 8th or 7th birthday was in a DZ, and that was the last time I remember ever seeing one.
Because the DZ was so amazing. It was basically just a giant ball pit. Just a huge, fun gym that kids could run around in, and it was insane.
Surrounded by balls.
In Spokane, they had a place called like, not Child's Play, it was Kids Play. And Kids Play was a 3-story tall room. Or it was basically like an airplane hangar is what it looked like, but a third of the whole place was just a giant kids play zone. So it's just a huge padded walled, netted off, like there's rooms with the boxing bags hanging down, there's ball pits, there's like a giant room where you've got medicine balls and you're playing medicine ball soccer to where you kick the ball into like the ladder to climb up. And it was just this super amazing, super fun place that was just closed down instantly because that was around the time that the internet started becoming popular and kids didn't want to play anymore. They just wanted to get on that pornography and take 5 minutes to watch a picture of a naked woman load from the top to the bottom. And that was the very first time that traps were invented, when you'd see a beautiful woman, wonderful bosoms. Oh my, this woman's very beautiful. Giant penis. Whoa! Oh my goodness, I didn't expect
Brian, you're
that
looking
to
at
happen.
the internet at like that age?
Yes.
Dang, man.
56K.
Yeah, 56K.
Or
And
American
I was shocked. I was just like, so these computers are allowed to look at pictures from the internet? My brother was like, yeah, duh. And I was like, I still didn't fully understand how TV worked. Like, I thought, like, now that's not exactly true, but not exactly a lie either. That when I was young in my early days, I figured that the TV was just full of people and that they were really good at moving in and out of each other's way between commercials and the shows. And then 10-year-old me is like, well, that's clearly not true. But then I'd see one of my favorite characters I'm watching on a show be in a commercial that I'm watching right now, and rather than realizing that that's just product placement, I was like, holy shit, so maybe my 5-year-old me was right. Maybe it is just a bunch of people on the TV. But then TV started getting smaller and smaller, and I watched that Willy Wonka, to where the little kid got shrunk down and he was inside a TV, and I was like, oh, okay. Willy Wonka taught me how television works. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I thank him every day for it. Right after I came back out of my room crying from the tunnel scene. Sorry.
So the closest thing to medieval times in Japan is a robot cafe in Shinjuku. I haven't been to it though.
Wait, you knew this already, or you just looked it up?
I heard about it.
All right.
Up down Mamma Mia isn't
Sounds crazy.
all that much different.
Hmm.
Medieval times is just like a themed restaurant.
Yeah.
There's quite
Yeah.
a few of those.
I see.
This all started from Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is good.
You never got to talking about Uncle Pat, though.
So
Oh.
I think it started from the Moroccan restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one came from the Moroccan restaurant, yeah.
Yeah.
So Uncle Pat. I just met Uncle Pat about 3 days ago, and he came in with a couple of deep fried turkeys. And he was like, all right. And he came in with a...
No, that was my dad who came with the fried turkeys.
Your dad had the turkeys?
Mhm.
Pat was already there.
Pat brought the casserole and the
Pies.
and the
And then the cutter, the automated...
the freaking pie that he baked at the store.
Oh, yeah. The pie he baked at the store, the store-bought pie that he made.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was delicious.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. So Brian was ranting about her.
I was ranting about her, and then he basically just calls me out, and he's like, "Sounds like somebody's got a crush on Taylor Swift." And the whole room everyone falls out, right? People are like, Kevin, the entire night. Anytime that somebody gets me, he'd just be like, "Oh shit, dude, they got you." Oh, he got you so bad.
It was one person though. It was just
It was
one
good,
person.
man. They were every time someone got me, they got me good.
It was
And I
just
was
one
like,
person.
It was
Really.
just Pat. Pat was just killing me. He's killing you, dog. He's killing you. I'm just like, shit, man. I don't know what to do, man. He's just too quick.
I was like, you're just gonna let him do that to you, man?
It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's got more experience. He was really good.
'Cause he was in his chair and he just went like, sounds like you just got a little crush on her, and you're just like you're getting your feeling like what? No. Yes.
I instantly was like, yeah, you're right, because he says that, and then everything that I said prior to that situation makes it perfect, and then I'm just like,
Totally
He's
deflated
just
your
like,
argument.
I can tell by your rosy cheeks that I think I hit a sweet spot, and I was like, yeah, I am blushing now. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh well, I like Taylor Swift. Okay. All right, guys, whatever. Oh.
Look, you guys, I'm going home.
But not before I finish eating all these sweet potatoes.
That's what you fell in love with, yeah.
That's my true love. I love Filipino style sweet potatoes. They were so good. They were so good.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that Filipino potato. Sweet potato. It was so good. It was ridiculous. It was basically like I was eating them and crying, but it wasn't like it wasn't sad. If it was like bitter tears that I'm now 24 and it's the first time I've eaten something like that. The same tears I cried the last time I ate at Kevin's house.
Dude,
Every time I go to Kevin's house, I can't stop eating. Like I ate.
you destroyed that entire tray.
I'd say there's about a 3 to 4 pound, or I'd say maybe 2 or 3 pound tray maybe of just sweet potatoes, and there was half a tray left when I said I want to eat that whole tray of potatoes, and then his mom puts them in front of me and says, "Go ahead." And me being a guest at someone's house, I'm like, no. So I'm offering potatoes to everyone, like, guys, no, I can't. I feel bad now that I asked, and then she gave it to me. I can't just eat all these potatoes. And then there's like this, every time I'd look over at her, she'd kind of have this like, you gonna eat those fucking potatoes or what? And I was like, yes, I will eat these potatoes, thank you very much. And like I ate them all. I ate a whole tray of brown sugar covered magical sweet potatoes, and it was so delicious. It was amazing. And then she was like, I've got a whole nother tray over there, and I was like, don't tempt me. And then we both knew, and then your dad like cut off a section and put it in a little Tupperware jar, and he's like, Brian, this is for you for when you go home. Or did you put it in the fridge, Kevin? Someone put it in the fridge, but they said my name.
I didn't do anything.
Somebody held it up. They're like, Brian, here's your sweet potatoes for tomorrow.
Oh, Steven.
Yeah, and I was like, sweet. And then your mom gave them to her friend, and she traded strawberries, and I was like, I don't care. I want that love to be spread all over the world. I don't want to take all that myself, you know. But yeah, it's definitely every time I go to meet Kevin's family, I eat something that blows my mind, and then I eat all of it.
Yeah,
You
what was it last time? Just the torta?
That's last time I ate. I'd say I ate about 1,000 of those torta. No, the torta. Yeah, I ate the torta.
Yeah, not the lumpia, right?
Yeah, I loved the lumpia too, but I ate the torta
Yeah.
like like a bottomless pit of just gluttony, and it was good. I gained 3 kilos. Yeah,
No way.
yeah.
No way. That's really no way.
I went. I
What
went
is that
to.
in pounds?
That's about 3 kilos at 6.6, almost 7 pounds
Okay.
in 2 days.
Okay. Non-stop eating, basically.
I
That's
just
what all of us were doing.
from the minute that you guys came back, I turned on my actual eating because everyone it was like let's waiting for Shorty and Ariette or Alice,
Hmm?
right?
April
Oh,
was her English nickname.
April, English nickname, Ariette. It was really nice meeting those two. But everyone was just like eating, and I was like trying my best. I'll wait for Kev. I'll wait for Kev. I'll wait for Kev. And I can just see the steam coming off that fried turkey. And I was like, oh, just wait for Kev. I'm going to wait for Kevin too. And then I could smell like the Fanta magic, the secret recipe off the ham. And I was like, oh, no. And then so I took a little piece of turkey.
And then
was
the
like-
evil began.
And I look at Kenta, our massage therapist, who's there,
He was freaking out about the food
chiropractor,
too.
and every time he took a bite of something, he would just say "Gekuma," and lay back and look at the ceiling and be like,
Speaking of which, we just got. I need to make a comment about our chiropractor. He is fucking crazy. This dude parties so hard, and then goes to work out after 1 hour of sleep,
"Yeah,
and then he meets up with us.
yeah." He parties all night, gets an hour of sleep. He went to the gym or went for like an hour run or 2 hour run, or went swimming. He went swimming.
Yeah,
What did he
something
do?
like that. I don't
Something
know.
insane.
Something running or swimming or cardio movement.
Something you shouldn't do after a night of binge drinking and no sleep. He does it. Then
Yeah,
goes
like every week.
night of binge eating and no sleep, and then goes home and passes out instantly. Twitchy's like he's living it up, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like YOLO stupid. He's just enjoying himself.
No, he's just got a lifestyle that he enjoys.
Oh yeah.
And we're invited to the next one. And if you guys are ever in Tokyo on like a Wednesday night, let us know.
Oh yeah, because we're going straight to
It's called Ebis Night.
Ebby's night is every some odd Wednesdays. The next time Ebby's night happens, we got what? 3 people plus 4 people plus however many people so far. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and more crazy.
Yeah.
Eventually we're just gonna be flooding that bar. It's Ebby's night Wednesdays, and he'll just shut the bar down for us only. That'd be cool.
All 10 seats.
10 seats, and then we were like cramped into a corner as 8 guys. And it was really nice.
Two guys and 2
Still,
chicks.
it was good stuff.
Yeah, and then what did you buy?
Me?
Yeah.
Food. Just food.
I've been wearing the socks. Guys, we bought like these really thick ass socks. Do you have them, bro?
I have them. I haven't put them on yet. I haven't. It hasn't gotten to that
You
level
wanna
of cold.
you wanna just display them for us?
Yeah. Second. Oh. Sorry. being slow. I got like old man legs right now. Ooh. Okay. Full body workouts. Burning up my legs. Bam. So I'll zoom it in. Heat holders. Now these socks are pretty big, but on the inside. Scientifically tested to be over 7 times warmer than the basic cotton sock. And the inside, look at that. It's like fleece, hair. Like it's so soft and insane. It's like a ball of cotton.
Dude, and they go all the way up to your knee. It's weird.
They go all the way up to your knee. They all
So
go
for me, all the way up my thigh.
This is gonna be so nice when I put these on. It's gonna blow my mind when I need them. I'm gonna put these on, then put the other pair on my arms. Oh.
And then work out, and then jump rope.
Just go jump roping, and then I'll be sweating so bad. But sweating is scientifically proven to not be connected to fat loss. It's just water weight.
Mm-hmm.
But the cardio that comes from the exercise that usually comes with sweating, that's what burns the fat. Yeah. But if you
Heart rate, man. That's why we got to get those things.
Oh yeah, so we can read our heart rates. Tell me.
No, not
Tell me my heart rate.
Not
Heart rate
necessarily.
is good, baby. Yeah. But then eating food.
Sweating.
Yeah.
I think the grossest thing about swimming in general is that, you don't feel like you're sweating, but you really are, which means that sweat is going into the pool.
Oh yeah. You never really want to think about that.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember swimming, and then every time I would pause, or like I'd be really tired, and I'd take a little bit longer of a break than I should have, and as I see Carl shooting back and forth up the pool, and then my face just tastes salty. I'm just like, that's weird. This isn't salt water. But it's just like my own sweat is just in the water dripping down my face. So it's like, oh, that's chlorine and salt. If those two chemicals are together, isn't that like poison? But chlorine itself is poison. I shouldn't worry about this too much. Keep swimming. I'm so glad we got those shirts.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I was there when you guys were doing that.
Good stuff. That was really fun. And then basically what Kenta fixed on my body. Apparently, if you slam your hip really hard, the bone might go up into the joint and then stay there. And then apparently doctors say that can't happen. But the chiropractor that I go to right now has totally fixed that so that it's not bad anymore, and I can walk and run and have fun and enjoy myself and lose a ton of weight by exercising. Yeah.
Anything else that you've been doing?
Me?
Yeah, because it says here you already ate all the food.
I didn't eat all of it, but I got 2 bags of tortilla chips, 2 boxes of Triscuits, 2 small jars of salsa, a box of pretzels, and what else? Oh, I basically just got a bunch of snacks that I wanted to munch on it's like a flavor I'm not going to get for a long time. And most of it's just garlic flavored things. And I was like, these are really nice. Now they're gone. Yep.
All right, cool.
So the pretzels are still there, but pretty much everything else is gone. No, I also have a Tapatio flavored Doritos.
Tapatio? What the freak?
I got the Tapatio flavored Doritos, yeah.
I didn't pay attention, dude. All I bought was toothpaste and...
Oh, I got toothpaste too. So I got a bunch of socks, some underwear that I'm wearing right now, and they're bomb, fresh new underwear, man. It's great. New underwear, new socks, Super Death warm socks. All of it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, Matt, what you been up to?
I bought a Wii U last week.
Get the fuck out.
So yeah, I was just talking about this one from Galaxy. So I bought Mario 3D World. So I gotta be a kitty cat.
Shit.
You're right.
Being a kitty cat is pretty cool.
I don't even know what that is.
There's a cat suit in 3D World,
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
right? Like the thing with the 3D Mario is they always have to get their new suit for Mario, and this one was all about the cat suit.
Shit.
Yep, even like Goombas and Bowser becomes a cat. Being a cat's cool because you can climb up walls and shit.
Yeah. So you've only had it for what, a week?
A week. Yeah.
Is it all that much better than a Wii?
Yeah, it's a lot much better than a Wii.
Yeah.
Like a Wii is not that much better than a GameCube.
Really?
Yeah, like they're the same. Those are the same, like power wise, like graphic wise. This is
I don't
actually
know.
HD.
I thought the motion controls put it way different than the GameCube. Like, that was like
Well, this-
revolutionary stuff.
Yeah, at least it has a different way of playing, but like graphic wise, it's still the same. That's why
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Fuck Wii." I mean, now the Wii U now is like on par with the PS3 and 360.
And it's
But
got
the main feature is the controller that has a screen on it, and I use that for just off TV play. So basically, I can play from bed.
you can go mobile.
It's basically mobile, but I think it has like a 25-foot or 30-foot range.
hmm
That's like if it's like unblocked or whatever.
hmm
So if you live like in a concrete bunker, that might be an issue.
What games do you got?
Got Super Mario Brothers U, which is the same as Super Mario Bros. Wii, but there's a squirrel suit. Which that one's not as good. 3D World, Mario Kart. Mario Kart's real good.
Oh yeah. And isn't the new Super Smash Brothers coming out soon?
It came out like 2 weeks ago, last week,
Oh right, yeah.
in the America, but it doesn't come out until Friday in Japan.
hmm
Get my amiibo, the little toy figures that you can level up and shit.
Shit, got a Wii U. All right.
Yeah, man, what else is new? What you been up to?
First-
Where did you come
first
from?
one
Why are you
goes
so
to
late
Jay.
today?
I already talked about that when I came on.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why did you go there?
I did. I already told you that. I
Yeah,
think
why did you go there?
because it's Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Why wouldn't you go there?
Wow, you
This
just
is
fucked my mind.
I know.
Nice one, Matt.
I know. That's what I do.
What?
I don't know. I'm done talking.
Fine. Brian, you host. Go.
All right. So, Kevin,
Yeah.
you and I spent
Mhm.
most of our weekend together.
Mhm.
I feel that I took a lot of the Thanksgiving with your family conversation away. But before that, we had a few moments where we were talking with some co-workers about welcoming them into our business in which we work in. Mind telling us about that?
Yeah. We had a welcome party for the new people, and that was last Wednesday, and our boss likes to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Brian likes to drink. So it was really fun to watch you two kind of just, well, I mean, you're definitely stronger than she is, but she pounded away like 3 beers right away. and then went straight to the whatever that sour shit was.
Sour ume super drink.
Something otoko something. Carl, have you ever tried anything sour umeshu, like legitimately sour?
No, not like where it's like intentionally sour. It's made to be sour.
It was a very sour drink. It was delicious, truly. It was basically if you take umeboshi, but instead of putting salt in the sourness, there's a sweetness. So it really wasn't. It was what the selling point of this drink wasn't exactly sweetness at all, but kind of a refreshing sour schwa schwa.
Mm.
And it was delicious. Delicious with a T. Go on, Kevin.
Yeah, and then I remember, well, I remember most of it, but it's not like I drank a lot. I just wanted to eat because I was hungry. I remember you ate roast beef.
Ah, yes, the roast beef. It was not actually roast beef. It is katsuo.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen that? Katsuo? It looks just like roast beef.
Katsuo is a part of the tuna. I don't know which tuna. It was, what, something jack?
Yeah, some breed of tuna.
Yeah, it was a braid of tuna that is usually turned into katsuo bushi, which is dried fish flakes, dried smoked fish, usually put on top of okonomiyaki or takoyaki or
That doesn't
nanchara
nice.
yaki. Anything that you want to have dancing fish flakes on top of. That on top of. This was the sashimi version of that, and it looked and tasted
Like roast
just
beef.
like roast beef.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Yeah. And Brian basically killed our boss by saying roast beef. And that's like the most I've ever seen her laugh at anything you've ever said.
Yeah, I try really hard to make everyone laugh all the time. And the one time I actually make her laugh is when I ask a legitimate question of, is this roast beef? It's a tray of fish. And I ask, is this roast beef? And like the most serious, is this roast beef? To which she's like, haha, it's the best joke you've said all night. And I was legitimately asking if it was roast beef or not, because I don't know what kind of fish looks like roast beef.
Yeah, dude, when you look at it like the way they cut it, the edges are like dark, and then it's just like a reddish meat. So even I was like, when you said roast beef, I understood what you meant because I was like, holy shit, that's true.
And
Damn.
it was delicious, and it had a very powerful flavor. You can definitely tell why they use it for katsuobushi, because the natural flavor of the fish itself lasts very long. It was like when you ate it, my whole mouth had that roast beefy fishiness for a long time. It was very, very good.
Yeah. And then, I've been coughing hella.
Ah, yes. Why is that, Kevin?
Um, According to the internet,
Hmm.
it could be bronchitis.
Oh,
Could be Ebola.
Yeah, it could be Ebola. But
hopefully not.
bronchitis results in a sputum
Mm.
of a particular color, and I have nothing coming up, so that's why it sucks to have this.
Mm.
So it must be post-nasal drip.
Ah, postnasal drip. What
Yeah.
is that, Kevin?
It is the overproduction of mucus caused by either a cold, a flu, allergies, or the change in weather, or, dry air. And it's basically when it just goes straight out the back of your nose and down your throat and into your lungs and irritates your system.
Ah, yes. I too am under this similar troublesome conundrum.
And it sucks because it's like I don't feel sick at all, but then I'm coughing a lot, and I have a job where I'm supposed to talk
Ah,
for
yes.
40 minutes. And then I have to tell those students for 40 minutes that I'm not sick. And they're like, I think you are. Do you have a fever? And I'm like, no. Do you have a runny nose? No.
Well, kind of, but just down the back instead of the front. I'm just telling you the truth.
That's actually what it is. And so I bought. I don't even know if it's okay to show, but I bought Mr. Robitussin.
That Tussin, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Tussin for cough, chest, and chest congestion, and it's kicking my ass.
Oh yeah, I'm taking it too, and it's really intriguing how it's like I feel like I could build a statue with the crap that I'm coughing up. Like it's just such a large amount of it is what I'm trying to say.
hmm So I'm trying to drink a lot of water, but you drink a lot of water, it makes you pee hella, and you can't like leave class just to go take a piss.
Nah, yeah, they'll get upset at that.
Yeah. And I was just reading an article about how far Japanese workaholics are willing to go with a fever.
Oh,
Like
I saw that too.
how high does it have to be for them to go to the doctor and not come to work? What was the answer again, Matt?
Apparently a headache. A headache is what will cause them to miss work. Now, the fever had to be like over 40. Some still wouldn't go to work. Well, still wouldn't go to work.
Yeah, dude. Like, if I feel like shit, I just don't want to go to work, but I still do because I have to, because of our company policies. But, no sick days.
And my idea, what I wonder is how easily do doctors give out those doctor's notes?
Don't you have to pay for it?
Of course you have to pay $40 for the note, but like
That's like half of a day's work.
basically, so for that note to pay, so you don't lose $300 like I did. If you go to the doctor, is it just kind of like you go there and say, "Oh, doc, I'm sick. I'm going to give you $40. Write a note saying I don't have to go to work today. Go back home and sleep the rest of the day"?
I don't know.
Or is it a legitimate like, "No, you're not sick. You got to go to work, and now you're late for work, and now you're fucked because
the
you're going to
doctor
lose
just
money
fucks
anyway." Yeah. Like if I go to the doctor's and get a doctor's note for $40 saying that I'm sorry that I'm late for work, this is a reason why, I still missed those 4 or 5 lessons. Does that note cancel those lessons if I still have to go to work? I'm not sick? Or will that note say like, "No, you're wrong. You're not sick. So here's $40 you missed. Then you go to work. All the classes you missed, that's extra money off your paycheck, plus your regularity gone." So it's like this crazy gamble that they don't explain to you at all.
That's the loophole.
Basically, I'm sitting here like, die at work like a hero. Or
Become a martyr.
yeah, become a martyr for English. Or possibly lose like 25% of my paycheck because I thought my cold was more trouble than it actually was. And the doctor was like, "No, you can go fuck yourself." Because I feel like that doctor's note, the whole business of that is just because of brown bottle sickness, and people have hangovers, they don't want to go to work, but it's not a real sickness, so the doctor's like, "Oh, he's got a bit of a fever, let him stay home for today. He gave me $40 is why I'm writing this." Like, I don't know what it is, so until I have a clear idea of that, I don't feel like taking the risk of missing a day of work because I'm actually ill. And then losing money anyway because the doctor says so.
I was hearing some sketchy stuff from my friends that work at a different Kiowa,
Yeah?
and I guess their health insurance is from the company or whatever, and it could be something out of your control, like say you pass out and have a coma while you're at work. The company could fire you, and then you lose your health insurance, and then you're just shit out of luck.
That sounds like some illegal activity.
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure that happens in the U.S. as well.
Oh yeah. Because in a capitalist society, the dollar is what we're all are fighting for, right?
Not just the dollar, but whatever currency you're earning.
Yeah.
It just so happens the dollar, our native currency. Well,
It's strong as shit.
no, it's just Japan recession.
Abenomics.
That Abenomics. Oh, who would have thought that wasn't going to work out? Oh, everyone except Abe. Too bad he was. Too
That
bad
wasn't gonna work.
he's the leader of the 75% majority of the totally fair democratic voting. Whatever. It's fucking stupid. It's not like America. It's not like America's not fucked up because George Bush was elected twice, and I still don't think that was necessarily honest.
He wasn't honestly elected the first time.
Yeah, the Florida thing was a bit effed up when Al Gore wins, and then no, let's recount Florida because my brother said that they messed up. Yeah, they messed up in Florida when a bunch of dead people decided to vote for George Bush. That's Brian. That's 10 years ago. You're thinking about the past. That's more than 10 years ago now, isn't it? Yeah.
Almost.
That's 14 years ago, almost.
14 years ago, yeah.
How about that? 14 years ago, George Bush cheated himself into presidency, sent us to World War, not a war, a police action in the Middle East that we're still dealing with the repercussions of.
Dude.
What a great guy.
They say it takes about 30 years to fairly assess a president and their legacy. I think George Bush might go down as like one of the 5 worst presidents of all time. And he'd be lucky if he's not in the top 3, probably.
Damn.
Who do you think was worse?
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson was pretty bad. Nixon was pretty bad.
Okay, yeah, you have to have Nixon number 1, I guess, because he got impeached.
Well, he was just caught being bad. You don't know other people if they were like staying inside the bounds but being just as bad or.
Okay, so basically, Andrew Jackson, because he literally straight up murdered 7 people.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yep, and his idea for what to do with the Native American problem was to create a zoo in Oklahoma where you could go and visit and learn about Indian culture.
Yeah, they still have those. Sadly.
Yeah, except that he would move all of the Indian tribes to Oklahoma.
Because they're all the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm. And basically right, like the Trail of Tears with the Cherokees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically the Cherokees were really good at understanding American law. And so when the United States broke one of their treaties with them, they took it to court, and the Supreme Court ruled that the Cherokees would be allowed to stay on their land. And Andrew Jackson literally said, "I have the army, enforce it. Enforce your ruling." He told the Supreme Court to basically go fuck themselves, and he moved them. Like he literally, it's the only time in the history of the United States that a president went against the Supreme Court.
Well.
Yeah.
Carl, you have such interesting gems of our own nation's history. This is one of the many reasons why you're just such a wonderful guy. That's just so awesome to hear something like I can whip up some stupid shit that I read off the internet and have that in my memory. You have legitimately useful information about our nation's history just at the ready. That is awesome. That is amazing.
Like our 3rd vice president that tried to overthrow the entire fucking government and straight up murdered Alexander Hamilton.
He did. He murdered Alexander Hamilton.
And
Alexander Hamilton was trying to do a lot of stuff. He was doing a lot of good things.
Other than the fact that he got caught with his mistress.
Okay, that happened to Bill Clinton too. That's what bad thing did Bill Clinton do? What bad thing did Bill Clinton do? Other than get a blowjob from a fat chick.
What thing did Bill Clinton do that every single president before him didn't do?
Exactly.
You know, JFK.
JFK, basically JFK and his brother banged Marilyn Monroe.
Calvin Coolidge fathered a child with his secretary.
Oh yeah. He Clinton, man, I don't know. He was too good. That was the only thing they could get him on. So that's why it became a big deal.
He's too good of a president.
Straight up, basically the same thing that, like, you don't have to agree with everything Obama has done, but he's really helped America a lot.
He's turned things around. He's started to make things go in the right direction. That's for sure.
And now there's a good chance that the terrifying whoever is going to be the Republican candidate for elections, because, man, just, I don't know. If anyone who can say that they think Sarah Palin has good ideas in any way, and then they're going to try to be the president of a country that's supposed to be like the number one country of the free world quotation marks, I don't think they should be listening to anything Sarah Palin has to say.
Well, I think part of the thing is that the Republican Party has done a very good job at reorganizing districts.
Oh yeah.
They've been reorganizing them so that basically they will have control of the House for the rest of history, unless something else changes. They've basically changed the districts so that they will always have the majority. But the thing with like a presidential candidate is with the Republican Party, in order to be elected to the as the candidate to the Republican Party, you have to go so far right that you basically become just like anti-humanity. And nobody ever votes for somebody like that.
For example?
I mean, Mitt Romney, I would have voted for Mitt Romney if he hadn't have had to go through the Republican primary. But because he had to go through the Republican primary, he basically got rid of his former Obamacare, his healthcare thing. He was actually a fairly liberal governor if you actually look at what he did.
That's awesome. That's interesting.
But then he had to go through the Republican primary and go, and say that they can't touch any sort of gun ban, they can't do anything with gay marriage, they can't do basically anything. And,
Oh, where did Matt go?
Where did Matt go? He's a ninja.
He boogied, man. Mid-show.
We're gonna have to check the tape. Go ahead.
But, like Mitt Romney, and if you really look at it, like even Obama, like he's technically a Democrat and that is associated with the left, but if you were to take Obama and put him maybe 20 years ago in politics, maybe 30 years ago, he would be considered like a moderate, like, conservative. He hasn't really been all that liberal. He's been fairly conservative, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being conservative, but the nation as a whole has kind of gone to the right a little bit, and so we have right, and then we have crazy right.
Yeah. It seems
like batshit crazy right.
It's you wonder, because you're just reading history books and you hear about all these like people that become like it always, everything starts out as like a really strong, powerful something or other, and then after about a few hundred years it starts falling apart somehow, and then the next power takes over. So
And I've always wondered how much longer the United States can hold itself together. I don't know.
Yeah, because they're eating each other. The sheer fact that one house controls one part of government, another house controls another part of government, and so no laws are ever going to be passed.
Yeah, well
So-
now the Republicans own both houses, but they don't own the executive branch, so they aren't going to do anything anyway.
Oh. So if we have a double Republican House with a Republican president, there's actually going to be things that are done. But
Just in the same way that Obama's first 2 years, we got Obamacare because
Yeah.
we had a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate and a Democratic president, and we got Obamacare.
yeah, which is good. I like
Which is
Obamacare.
Great. Great.
But you know what? He gave us Obamacare, and then what happened? Ebola. So it's all his fault, right? Right? Great job with all this free money being thrown to all those poor people. You know? Tell you what. That's sarcasm for anyone. I don't blame the fluke of an Ebola outbreak being Obama's fault. As no one should, but you know
But
what?
then Bill O'Reilly's gonna clip your what is it? He's gonna make a clip out of what you just said and take it out of context. And be like,
Yeah.
look, even the young people hate you.
Yeah, it'll be this one video of 3 guys in Japan talking about politics, as you know, as our young people should do. You know what? These guys are patriots. These guys are Americans. And we're just 3 like, we hate Bill O'Reilly, but they just keep that quiet, and then Obama's messing up. Obama's the reason that Obama never had Ebola virus. He said it twice in the same show. Look, he really means it, says Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think when history looks back on Obama's presidency, they will almost be ashamed at how critical they were of him as the president.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's just been
totally.
ridiculous. Like, you can't. Like, literally, it was 6 months into his presidency, and I was hearing people say he was the worst president of all time. 6 months in. And I'm like, excuse me?
He hasn't killed anyone yet.
Have you just forgotten the previous 8 years?
Right?
Yeah. That's as which is funny. I just listened to a joke this morning about the primaries where McCain selected Palin
Mm-hmm.
as his like backup after meeting her one time, and one of the comedians is like, "All right, so Palin doesn't believe that global warming or climate change is man-made. President George W. Bush just recently is starting to say that he does believe that it is man-made. So, when you pick someone who's your vice president, who George W. Bush seems to make look idiotic. Oh wait, how did he say it? When you pick somebody who makes George W. Bush look liberal-minded, I think you're making a huge mistake. And he was right. She calls herself a pit bull with lipstick, to which another comedian's like, why stop there? Why stop with something like that? Why don't you say something along the lines of, don't leave me in the room with a toddler, I might kill it. That's Frankie Boyle. Very funny guy. Little crazy, but very funny. Huge beard. Scottish guy. Anyway.
Are you massaging yourself right now?
Oh, yeah. Is it really loud? Should I?
Carl, Brian has a vibrator.
Uh-oh.
It looks like a club. I use it for wrist exercises as well. Not those wrist exercises. You hold, Not those wrist exercises, by the way. You put the
That's a
elbow.
different workout.
You put the elbow on the knee, and you let it hang,
All right.
and then you rotate the wrist clockwise slowly, 15 times or 20 times, depends on how strong your wrists are. And you go counterclockwise the same amount of times, and then you pick it up and put it down. You pick it up, put it down 20 times. You do the other hand. You keep doing that till you can't use your arms anymore. And then it's the best feeling you've ever felt in your whole life.
All right.
It's good for you. Oh, no, that feels good. I'll do it later. But, gentlemen, this has been quite the night.
Yeah.
Am I still the leader of this thing? It became me.
Yeah, I nominated you when I started coughing hella.
Oh. Well, so as the world continues to turn, Black Friday has come and gone.
Cyber Monday's on its way.
Cyber Monday is on its way. Cyber Monday, gentlemen, what is your opinions on being able to literally see Romero's Dawn of the Dead being remade as consumerism as running amok in our malls, shopping centers, and now the internet?
Dude, it's totally ruined Thanksgiving.
Right? This is why I hate Christmas.
I freaking love Thanksgiving, but so much for that.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and because Christmas pushes on Thanksgiving so much,
It's a monster now, dude.
I resent Christmas. I do. It ruins my favorite holiday.
Yeah, I feel the same way. When I tell students about what Black Friday is, they're like, eh.
And literally every year a couple people die.
Yeah, Matt sent me a website a year ago about the number of deaths. It's basically a death toll with causes of what happened, and he's gone, so I can't even ask him for it.
Yeah, it's like if you ever need a reason to hate America, Black Friday would be why people should hate America. If you just need one reason.
But the companies all love it. They love it. Hence black. For profit.
Yeah. It's the only time companies actually like black.
Ooh.
I just went there.
Mm.
Gentlemen, what is your one dirty pleasure? What are you hoping to buy? Or what are you planning on getting for Black Friday?
Oh, Brian hit his sweet spot, you can tell. His mouth is open.
Don't tell them what's happening.
Well, for me, I just want to get something to wear, like a nice watch. It doesn't have to be a smartwatch, but since smartwatches are on sale right now, might as well.
Yes.
He just muted himself. Or maybe just some kind of heart rate thing, because I'm always interested in my heart rate, because students who are runners here have been telling me heart rate is more important when you're exercising than anything else, and it's good to maintain and at least keep track of what you're doing with that. Because I have to ride a bicycle, not too far, but I just want to see how it changes throughout the day, my heart rate, because I don't know if it's because of my cough, but there are times when I'm just like, whoa, my heart's beating a little stronger than I had expected it, or than I'm used to. And I just want to have a track of what was I doing to cause that, at that time, and then how did that affect me later? And a heart rate monitor would be cool. I could just wear it on my wrist, like a watch.
That would be nice. I'm intrigued as well.
Yeah, they're on sale.
Yes. I had only bought food because basically I bought a misting machine a diffuser to diffuse all the death in my house and make it smell nice.
This thing right here,
Yes.
it's off. Mine is.
Yeah. It was on for most of the video. If everyone's still watching, it's like hour 7. It's 2 in the morning. Shit. All right.
Yeah,
Well, we've fallen apart, madam, gentlemen, ladies. Sadly, we're running out of things to actually talk about. Anything that you guys have going on this coming week?
Brian, you want to go see Interstellar?
Oh, do I? I think I do. I think I really
You want
do.
to go, like, are you working Thursday?
This Thursday? No.
Let's go Thursday then.
All right, let's go Thursday, and then after that, can head to boxing. Watch a sick movie that I hear is wonderful.
I just talked to Joey about it. He was like, you gotta go.
Dang, it's a movie about space with the guy who everyone made fun of for.
Alright.
I drove Lincolns before. I was being paid to drive them.
Yeah. And Anne Hathaway, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I say, when that lady wants to make a movie, Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. Yeah.
If Anne Hathaway, you know what I'm saying?
You guys remember her on the bike in Dark Knight Rises?
Oh, yeah. How could I forget? That's Catwoman.
Hottest Catwoman. Well, actually,
I'd say she was harder than Halle Berry Catwoman, because Halle Berry Catwoman was crap.
yeah, that's what I was gonna. Halle Berry is hot, but not as Catwoman.
Halle Berry's still hot. She just hasn't been in movies for a long time.
Yeah.
She was great in Cloud Atlas.
I never even watched it. I have it too.
That's a really good movie, I think. It's a little crazy. It's hard to wrap your head around because it's basically 5 movies in one.
Yeah, 5 storylines, right?
Yeah. From like colonial era, like trade Europe, to now, to a little bit in the future, to 2,000 years in the future, to like 4,000 years in the future. It was weird. All of them are good.
Oh, I need to finish those books I've been reading. Those manga things.
Yeah, you read those mangas.
No, it's by Tezuka Osamu, called The Phoenix, and it's like his greatest masterpiece. And there's 9 books. No, 12 books.
Oh.
But the Japanese is written in such a way that it's like really hard to understand, so I'm just reading the English for now.
Ah.
Because it's written in like dated language.
Oh, well.
Like, not only do you have to know Japanese, but you have to know what old Japanese was like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
It's kind of like, when we read like freaking Beowulf or some shit.
Oh, ooh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Classic.
And,
Ripper, terror, slasher.
yeah, and so I'm just reading it, and it starts out in the past, the origins of Japan.
Mm.
And then basically the story jumps back and forth between future and past. Like, the second book is as far in the future as the author went. It was like year 3000 something.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Which is pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
But my medicine's wearing off. Or maybe it wore off a while ago. But and then it goes back and forth until the present.
Oh my.
They're a recurring character. It's kind of like a Cloud Atlas type of feeling because there's the same set of characters just in different roles.
Ah, yes.
And I don't know. It sounds pretty interesting, and it's got like the first book was like some mythological stuff like about Yamataikoku, which is apparently it's what some people believe to be the original Japan.
Oh. Oh
And then
my.
it talked about like the invaders on horses who happened to be Mongolians,
Hmm.
and and then like Chinese settlers and stuff
Mm-hmm.
in the Kyushu area. And throughout the story is the Phoenix, and I want to see how that like what the Phoenix represents exactly because it's pretty tragic. A lot of people die
Oh yes.
in the first book. Almost well, of course, everyone dies in history, but I mean like throughout the story, I think everyone died except for the older sister, something like that.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's what I'm going to be doing. Maybe not now, but maybe
no, Slav, in the future.
during my breaks. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, dude.
Would it be okay if I read those after you?
I can just send you the Amazon Kindle link.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'll just give you my
Amazon
Amazon account.
Kindly dindly.
Yeah, you
Right.
just put it on your phone.
Then I'll be reading on my phone. My God, man.
Yeah.
Keep me educated. Yes. Carl, what shall you be doing in the future? In the near future. And within the next 3 weeks before we see you again.
Every full moon.
I'll just be studying, I guess, working on my research papers that are due for my various classes. And yeah.
Well, Godspeed.
That's a really cool word.
I like it too, yeah. Godspeed. Well,
I
Godspeed,
think I
my
learned
friend.
it from. I think I learned it from Armageddon.
I learned it from Dixie Chicks.
Dixie Chicks.
Shit, whatever happened to them?
They, one of them made fun of
George Bush.
George Bush, or one of them basically made fun of somebody, and then all three of them just got torn down because their main fan base is rednecks and super patriotic people. And so when one person was like, I don't think we should have gone to war, they tore her to pieces basically on how unpatriotic she was. And so the other two girls basically tried to make a CD without her anywhere
Was it the main
visible.
chick?
No, it was the little chubby one.
Yeah.
So there's
Lead singer.
she's the lead singer.
Yeah. The main chick, yeah.
Yeah, so basically what happened was it was during Bush administration, and it was right at the beginning of the Iraq War. And she said at a concert in France that she was ashamed to be from the same state as our president. She was ashamed of the fact that she was from Texas and that he was from Texas.
Mm.
And people literally sent her death threats because of that.
Look, you, Texas is the greatest place in the world.
Yeah.
How dare you be so unpatriotic in the most pussy of countries in the entire world?
They didn't. That Freedom Fries time.
Historically, France is badass.
Yeah.
And so then for their next album, they had a song on there called Not Ready to Make Nice, where it was basically like her talking about people telling her to just forget about all of the bad shit that people said, and she's like, no, fuck you. Like, I have the right to say what I want to say, and you don't have the right to tell me to shut up or they'll kill you. Right? Like, basically that was her middle finger to everybody that said that what she said was wrong, and then nobody wanted to make music or listen to her music after that.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Damn.
The Dixie Chicks weren't bad at all.
I mean, the thing is they were a liberal, like politically liberal in a very conservative music genre.
And Yep. It's basically every fan base. There's groups of people who are willing to throw money at someone they believe in. Hell, that's why those douchey guys that were raping women in third world countries and going and getting paid $1,000 a ticket to tell their rape stories, like the guy who was going to come to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that company was called. I studied about it once, got mad and stopped. Tried to erase it from my brain before I went on a rampage.
Yep.
If there's people willing to throw money at that guy so that he can talk about, guys, it's easy to have sex with women. You just rape them.
What?
And then they're like, oh, genius, and then they all laugh at how they're, as long as it's a third world country and you're never going back to that country again, it doesn't matter, right? Just do it. Do what you want. Yeah, that's what's the guy who was going to come to Japan? He didn't say that. The owner of the company, what's that company called again? Shit. I looked it up on my phone. Got just livid.
How long ago was this?
This was not a few.
Ago.
Yeah, a few weeks back when there was an uproar about the guy.
About a week ago.
Week ago. Killed a lion, then I killed a goat. Yeah. Nope, it's gone. It's all a bunch of boxing stuff now. How about douchebag? I'll write it in. Douchebag banned from Japan. Go. Tutorial on how to harass Japanese women gains attention. Douchebag, shameless, self-described pickup asshole deported from. Alright, so what's his name? Julian Blanc?
Julian Blanc.
Yeah, Julian Blanc. He's a part of a company. And the company itself was called Real Social Dynamics. And Real Social Dynamics' president basically does exactly what this guy does. He goes around and talks about all the stuff that he does to people, how it's okay.
Are you serious? Dude, send me that link. I'll read it and then get angry and then pass out.
This is not the one that I read before. The one I read before has more. I looked up Real Social Dynamics. Suddenly, we talk about important shit at the end of the show. Real Social Dynamics. Dating advice, Real Social Dynamics. I checked the website. The website itself is covered with just stupid shit. Then I'm trying to find. I can't. It's just awful. Basically, the guy, one of the stories was he was in, I believe he was in Thailand or Vietnam. He was telling his story about how he basically raped a chick.
Holy shit.
And it was like, I paid her to have sex with me, and then the next day she was in the shower, and she didn't want to have sex again, but I thought, I'm never coming back here anyway. And so I threw her on the bed and forced my way in, and you could tell that she didn't really want to do it, but it doesn't matter, right?
What?
And oh yeah, and then the guys in the room, which is just a bunch of, like, to get a ticket to that place, like, it's pretty expensive. And so it's just these shitty guys who walk around talking about all the third world women they've
Impregnated?
or scared, or not, like Japan's first world. So just where they've gone to a foreign country and acted terrible to people who,
basically giving them the wrong impression of the country that.
Yeah, and then giving the wrong impression to a bunch of just douchebags.
Damn.
But basically, these are just a bunch of rich white dudes who are throwing their money around and raping ladies, and they're a company.
So to speak.
So to speak. Real social dynamics, yeah. We could be a company as well. Just three guys talking, not making much money, but we're a company.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
These guys would make quite a bit of money. It's a bunch of little dick assholes with a lot of money. Well, I can't say they have little dicks, but a bunch of guys with money who are totally okay with raping people if they don't care about them. And Julian Blanc needs to eat a baseball bat. Preferably one that I made for him. Out of the tears and pain of all the people, I would freeze all the tears of all the people that he's made cry into a bat.
I hope he eats it up his ass. South Park style.
Nice. Put nails in it, real like good nail, because it's not good without a nail. Nail bats are always more fun, right? So this guy deserves to eat a nail bat, preferably swung by Barry Bonds, with as much steroids, no asterisk, it doesn't matter. He needs to eat that bat, and he needs to feel every nail. That's what he deserves. It's a terrible thing to say about another person, but just raping people, choking girls. That's cool, man. Must feel real manly. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Jabroning Live for November 30th, 2014. Thanks, guys, for ending the night with such a bang. I'm really excited. Well, that was a bad way to say that, but whatever.
Shout out to the people that were watching for reals.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. Go back. Oh, shoot. What was it? Was it Salty? No.
Slate.
Slate?
Salty.
Slate. Slate and Imane?
Iman, maybe?
Aman?
Iman?
Aman baby? Okay. See you guys next time, hopefully. Thank you very much. This is going to get edited so hard. All right. Deuces. Love everybody. Bye-bye.